that cares as much about these issues as you do.
Online at CordellCordell.com. 4000 West Chase Boulevard, Suite 350, Raleigh, North Carolina, 27607. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Paid for by Cordell & Cordell.
At Lowe's, they believe in giving back to the communities they serve. That's why they're partnering once again with HGTV to honor people making a positive impact in their communities with the second season of HGTV's Build It Forward. Inspired by the Lowe's Hometowns Community Impact Program, hosts Tanya Nyack and Shane Duffy are traveling the country to surprise deserving community members with life-changing home renovations. Watch Build It Forward Saturdays, 6, 5 Central, part of Rescue Saturdays on HGTV.
Baltimore Orioles baseball.
3-1 to Aaron Hicks. This one rocketed out towards right field. It wants the flag put. It's off the foul pole and fair. Aaron Hicks tacks on another Orioles home run. It's 9-2 for the Birds.
Catch all the action right here on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
When you walk through the doors of Villa Verde, you'll experience the sights, sounds, and smells of authentic Dominican flavors. This is Jay from Villa Verde, inviting you to come by this summer and try one of our amazing empanadas, our famous red snappers, grouper bites, seafood paella, Cuban sandwiches, and much, much more. Relax on the patio with a fresh mojito or a cold beer while enjoying one of our out-of-this-world desserts, like our rum pineapple cake or our famous tres leches. Villa Verde on 10th Street, a platform for good, and a proud supporter of the Pirate Nation.
And then it was two seagulls!
We're here for the booty.
Party?
Pirate Water is here. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find Pirate Water in a location near you.
We're going plankton!
Pirate Water is here. 21 and older, please drink responsibly.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Coach Cliff Godwin. The physicians at Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center have been caring for our athletes at ECU for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for our sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care, physical therapy, and diagnostic testing. For experienced and professional services, call the team at Orthopedics East at 252-757-2663 or visit them online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low, low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Do you have any real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty and SD Harris Properties, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates.
Did you know 1 in 5 Americans use alternative wellness practices, and this number is growing with good reason? Your CBD store empowers modern wellness through premium hemp products. We're the #1 CBD brick and mortar in the world with products for sleep, focus, recovery, and more. Our products are the gold standard in hemp wellness. Your CBD store, Greenville, 420 East Arlington Boulevard, or call 999-5127.
Must be 18 years of age. This statement has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
I'm Donald Stocks, owner of Pip Marketing Signs Print. We are your one-stop shop for just about anything printed. If we're not your go-to printer, please give us a call at 355-1636. We have over 80 5-star Google reviews and want you to be our next more than satisfied and well-pleased customer. Check us out at growatpip.com or stop in to see us at 3185 Mosley Drive in Greenville. Pip, where business goes to grow.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
Hi.
Hi.
Ty?
Clip. Hey, man, good to see you, brother. He's a cool cat, man.
Superstitious bears! Superstitious bears!
I got a little taco meat on my chest.
I grabbed a handful of lunch meat and shoved it down my teammate's throat.
I'm a former long snapper.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere!
At the Burlington... I have no idea what the just happened.
Did not flub at all. Send it in. Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome in to a Free Beer Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. You can find us on 1250, 930 online, PR927fm.com. And watch the show on Facebook Live and YouTube. And we'd like for you to be a part of the program today. Get in with your questions, comments, concerns, birthdays, anniversaries, and otherwise. Looking forward to today's program because it'll be our last live program for a while. We're going to be off next week. We'll have best of shows coming up Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll have O's baseball for you Tuesday afternoon on July 4th. So a lot to cram in here during this 3-hour tour, and we will be talking to Brian North, WCTI 12, coming up in just a little bit to catch up on what's going on in the world of sports. We got Tony Dunn joining us from the C3 Panthers podcast in hour 2. See if any news and notes are going on in Panthers land. As I say, this is the arrested/injury season. You can throw suspension season in there as well. As I look at the NFL headlines, I see some suspensions and really not a lot going on in the NFL calendar. That'll change later in July when training camps happen, and we'll get the preseason Hall of Fame game, and we'll have a lot more to discuss in the National Football League. So we're going to keep previewing your fantasy football draft, which is upcoming in August or September. Our buddy C.W. Sloan will join us again for a fantasy roundtable coming up in hour number 2. Hour 3, we'll talk to the voice of Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium and Minges Coliseum, Morgan Ahlers, and also Mark Greenhalgh Golf Shop radio show. And I'll bring up a golf point in just a moment, but first let me introduce Shirley Rhodes, producing today, intern Joey on the video, and the man of Chandler Honeycutt to my left. Hello, everyone.
Hey,
what's
Clipper.
up? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Although, I did miss the memo on Hawaiian Shirt Friday.
It was a last-second decision. I've been wondering when to break it out for the first time in 2023, and today felt like a good day. Friday, last show for a while. The Eastern North Carolina summer heat is here. So thought it was a good day to break out the Hawaiian shirt.
Well, good. I like it. It's a very nice Hawaiian shirt.
Very nice.
It's very nice.
Thank you.
I wish I had mine on so we could be two wild and crazy guys.
That would be wild. Joey, do you own a Hawaiian shirt?
I do own a Hawaiian shirt. I got a couple, actually.
All right. Well,
then we need to put it on. Yes, we need to put it on the calendar now.
A couple of Fridays from now, maybe we break them out.
Gotcha.
And we all just get a little crazy, get some drinks with umbrellas in them.
We need to have, like, straw hats.
Do a remote broadcast from the beach.
The beach. Right near the beach. Chandler, I mentioned golf earlier. Did you watch the match last night?
No, I didn't. In fact,
Are you upset that you missed it?
I am, because I do enjoy watching those celebrities play golf. I did see some videos and stuff of them warming up and joking around and all that kind of jazz, but I wasn't able to watch it last night.
So it was Steph Curry and Klay Thompson versus Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, and the Chiefs won. Chiefs beat the Warriors. That's a little surprising because I know Steph's good.
Steph's really good. But the thing is that Patrick Mahomes is good, too.
I'm looking at a picture, and Travis Kelce almost looks like the fake Klay Thompson. Like that picture of the guy in the Warriors uniform.
Standing outside of the Oracle Arena. Yeah.
He almost looks like fake. It's crazy, too, because Kelce is a big guy, right?
Yeah,
like he's a tight end, NFL tight end. He can run over you, run around you. And
they're all level-headed.
Steph Curry's just as tall as him. Klay Thompson is taller than Travis Kelce, but when you look at Klay on a basketball court, he's smaller than a lot of the guys out there. Just goes to show you how big the basketball dudes are.
Patrick Mahomes is not too far behind Travis Kelce either.
No, yeah. So, like, those basketball dudes are big fellas. So we should do this, Chandler, just so you can show us how to do it on the golf course. Because you'd beat me. Joey, you play any golf?
I've been trying to get into it.
Yeah.
Trying to get into it.
Don't believe Shirley plays. So, Chandler, you could really dominate.
That's as close to golf as I get.
You put me on a par 3 course, we might have a battle, though, buddy.
A par 3 course.
See me in some putt-putt, we will have a battle.
Maybe we should do putt-putt. Pike is tuned in from North Myrtle Beach.
Home of putt-putt.
He says, seems like everyone is here for the upcoming July 4th holiday. I'm sure that is a packed place right now. Jamie says, aloha. Eric says, was it Dan Patrick who used to say aloha means goodbye on Sports Center back in the day? So Dan Patrick said in fuego. Dan Patrick said, good. Aloha means goodbye. I don't think so. I don't think that was Dan Patrick. I'm going to look it up. Aloha means goodbye.
Aloha.
ESPN. Yeah. Larry Beal said aloha means goodbye. Speaking of old ESPN guys, the other night I discovered on my MLB TV there's something called Big Inning, where it's red zone, it's squeeze play. They just show all the games, cut to them. And the studio host, y'all don't know who this is Bill Pito. You guys on YouTube will remember that name. He is a former ESPN Sports Center anchor. And I have Bill Pito.
Yes.
You want to see him?
Yes, because the name doesn't sound familiar, but I might remember his face.
I can see it in your face. Remember that guy? Bill Pito.
Yeah.
Bill Pito. Unfortunate last name.
Yeah,
very.
I didn't want to comment anything on the air, so I just kept it.
But it's Pidto. Pidto. Pronounced Pito.
Speaking of Sports Center and ESPN,
I'm glad you didn't say speaking of pedos.
No.
All right.
Man, but you did. That's the problem.
I did. I mean, I'm glad you didn't say it.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
Who is the problem?
It's me.
I. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Speaking of Sports Center, speaking of ESPN, some firings today with that company. Jalen Rose out. Jeff Van Gundy
out.
Max Kellerman out.
Keyshawn Johnson
out.
Former Panther.
So let's go through that list of outages. Jalen Rose, do you care that he's out of ESPN?
No.
Neither do I. Keyshawn Johnson, honestly, had no idea he was at ESPN.
I haven't Monday Night Football or the countdown on Sunday.
Nah.
He was part of that panel with Boomer.
Here's a good topic. So Joey, what do you watch? Are you a big NFL guy?
Love the NFL. Oh yeah.
Sundays fall, man, so awesome. But what do you do?
It's getting so close.
Leading up to the 1:00 kickoffs, do you watch any pregame shows?
Not really. I'm not too fussed about it because I
feel like it's a thing of the past.
It is. It genuinely is, and sometimes those guys are saying the most ridiculous things. So I kind of lost touch for the pregame shows.
Chandler, if you were to watch one, which one would you watch? You got Fox with Bradshaw.
That's what I grew up watching.
Jimmy, you got CBS with Boomer, Cower, whoever else is up there. You've got ESPN. Who's on that? The blonde-headed lady?
Lisa Salt? No.
Nope, she's an
Susie
African-American
Colbert?
woman. No, not Suze.
Not Susie Q?
I love Susie Colbert. She's Monday night. She's ESPN.
She's
very pretty lady.
And she was reportedly on the chopping block, that she was
if they
part
got
of
rid
that
of
list.
Suze, I'm done with ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
They also got rid of Matt Hasselbeck, Steve Young,
Really?
Todd McShay.
What?
Todd McShay?
Where are you seeing this?
Todd.
Todd. All right, here's a guy.
Where are you seeing this, Joey?
The Sleeper app. It's very, very reliable app.
What?
Very reliable app.
The Sleeper app? That's your source?
That's how you win fantasy.
Okay, but we're talking about real
the
news.
firings of people at a company.
They give notifications for like bigger news and stuff like that, and those are like a collective names. This is alongside
Ryan
Keyshawn Johnson
McShay?
as well. No, Todd.
That's not even a person, and they cut
Ryan,
him.
Not Ryan McShay. Todd McShay? Dude.
Barquavius Johnson?
No way.
ESPN. All right, this is according to New York Post. Now, I don't know what's reputable and not. Is that looked at as a unreliable source? This says ESPN is laying off some of its biggest stars, including Jeff Van Gundy, Max Kellerman, Keyshawn Johnson, Jalen Rose, and Susie Colbert. The Post has learned. That can't be true.
You just said if they get rid of Susie Q, you're done with ESPN. And we just found out she's gone.
Just got a text from Tiny. Susie Colbert is out.
Oh, Tiny, don't. Oh my God!
Also got a text from Chris. Sam Ponder.
Sam Ponder
is the name. No, that's the host that I was looking for earlier. She's not out. But I'd much rather her be out than Susie Colbert. Thank you, Chris. I need like 4 people texting me information to say so I can successfully run this radio program. I can't do it alone.
Sam Ponder's husband was one hell of a quarterback.
He's a Christian! Very obscure reference. And I don't even know what show it's from.
Christian!
All I know is that came out of nowhere.
He's not a Christian.
All right, so this is from, I want to say, like, is it Wife Swap, Shirley? Was that a show?
Oh, my gosh.
Yes. Wife Swap. It was a show.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
That's good stuff.
Oh, we got a freaking ad. I got to wait 15 seconds to hear a 2-second clip.
That's one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
They don't give you the skip ad.
The video will play after ad.
But I love commercials. Best thing on earth. If you'd like to advertise with us here at Pirate Radio, call Chan Man.
Yes, please.
All right, here we go. This is the reference I was referring to a moment ago.
She's not a Christian!
She's not a Christian!
But Sam Ponder's husband is a Christian! Christian Ponder. Boy, he stunk.
Florida State grad.
Yep.
Played for the Vikings.
What are we talking about? Oh, all right. So Joey's got the, what app was that?
Sleeper app?
Sleeper. Don't sleep on it. So I mentioned all those names. The New York Post has a few more names. Matt Hasselbeck, Todd McShay.
I said that.
Relax, sleeper boy.
Go to sleep.
LaFonso Ellis. Sports Center anchor Ashley Brewer. Radio host Jason Fitz. And baseball writer June Lee. All right, so Susie Colbert out. That is ridiculous. Joey, you had a good idea. We need to you had Jeff Van Gundy. We need to hire him at Pirate Radio, and we'll do a ECU basketball postgame show with Van Gundy taking calls.
I'm down with that.
I'd like to see a segment like Chandler versus Kellerman back in the day.
I don't want nothing to do with Max Kellerman.
You're not with him. You're against him.
Why don't you want to have anything to do with him?
Never been a Max Kellerman fan.
I was a fan back in the day. Was he the original host of Around the Horn?
I want to say yeah. Well,
I want to say yeah.
I'll tell you this.
That sounds right.
Because then Stat Boy Tony Reale became the host after Max Kellerman.
I'll tell you this though. I'm more of a fan of Max Kellerman than I was of Will Kane. Could not stand Will Kane.
I never listened to Will Kane.
He was on a lot with Stephen A.
Let's see. I got a lot of catching up to do on YouTube. ESPN Black Friday today. Eric says, I didn't love Jalen. There are definitely worse hosts out there. Is that a shot at me? Jamie says, Keyshawn was doing morning radio. Susie is gone, says Chad. She tweeted it out herself. Dang.
I'm looking at her tweet right now.
I'm not looking at it. I refuse to believe
it. It's not too bad.
See Eric's comment.
Read it, bro.
Sleeper sounds like a one-night stand app.
Hey, can you give Chandler the Sleeper app? He needs it.
I got you. Just ask me in the break.
What's Paul Pierce's girl's name?
Susie.
No, it was Camille.
Camille. Maybe you could find Camille on the Sleeper app. Chad confirms that she's not a Christian. Was from an episode of Wife Swap. Thank you, Chad.
Yes.
Pike says y'all should have some Warren's hot dogs there today.
Warren's hot dogs.
I agree.
Warren's hot dogs.
I agree, except we're here and Warren's is there.
Yeah, Pike.
Never had Warren's hot
Pike.
dogs.
You've never had a Warren's hot dog?
Nope.
Man, we got
Clip,
we
did
got to
you hear
get you
that?
on that.
I did.
You got to have a peach or an apple turnover too. Oh, those are good.
And homemade lemonade.
It'll turn your life around, Joey. Chad says cooler than the other side of the pillow.
Stuart Scott.
Miss me some Stuart Scott.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Booyah. That was what he used to say too.
Booyah. Jamie said Chandler seems to have some real life beef with Max Kellerman.
No. I just don't like him.
Even when Stephen A. Smith said the line that you love so much.
The first thing that Phil Jackson did as the president of the Knicks was to sign Lamar Odom, who is on crack.
And then Kellerman makes the weirdest face ever. He's got the big eyes. He didn't know what to say. Kaz likes my flamingos. Thank you, Kaz. Appreciate that. Wait, but I didn't make the shirt. What do I say? Do I say thank you?
Did you say thank you already? That's cringe.
But this is my shirt. Does that make these my flamingos? Think about that. All right. Boy, ESPN. Susie Colbert, man.
Man, Susie Q.
What are we going to do now?
Oh, Susie Q.
Did you ever answer the question which show you like? I think we got off topic. Because there's also NFL Network.
So I grew up watching, because the Panthers were always on Fox 50. So I grew up watching the NFL Sunday on Fox. I would like to go and watch the Sunday NFL Countdown, because you know why? I hope they always keep Randy Moss.
And
doing the Come On Man, and they'll have some,
Come on, Mike.
They'll have
That's Chris Carter.
We'll have some fresh
spit it out, buddy. Come on.
Some fantasy advice on the show too.
Now ESPN2 has a full fantasy show.
They do.
Which I don't know if it's different now, because it used to be mostly Matthew Berry, who is now with NBC.
Was he fired too?
I think he made the move on his own last year. So he did some mess on Sunday nights.
Woj is sitting there afraid for his job.
Did Woj drop any of these bombs today? I noticed none of these stories are on ESPN.com.
No way they're going to get rid of Vinsanity.
They need to get rid of Kendrick Perkins.
Dude, big time.
Yeah, Kendrick Perkins
seriously, he is
that panel.
He is useless.
I do like, what's he say after every tweet? Not calm down, but what does he say? He's got a thing. I like people that have gimmicks and bits.
Oh,
go the hell.
Carry
on. Carry
keep that same energy?
No, it's like carry the hell on or something.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't care. What are we talking about?
Don't look it up,
man. Jalen Rose seeing a lot of Kendrick Perkins memes out there. I see. I guess everybody thought he should be fired. Kendrick Perkins is among the candidates to replace Jalen Rose on ESPN's NBA Countdown.
Oh my gosh!
ESPN has a major problem, and that problem is that TNT,
they love Kendrick Perkins. That's their problem.
TNT is just so far superior when it comes to the studio that ESPN will never touch them. Fair? Until Barkley decides to hang it up.
What do we think about Richard Jefferson?
I have no thoughts. Is the nipples about to show?
Yeah, that is crazy. He's got some little taco meat on his chest.
He got
some taco meat on his chest.
He got a little taco meat on his chest. His buttons are almost down to his belly button.
Who's this guy?
And then they got
old Joe Smith up here.
Oh, Joey Caucasian.
Richard's like, what's this white guy doing here?
I don't know a lot of these folks on TV right now.
What a segment this is.
Susie Colbert. Today, I joined the many hardworking colleagues who have been laid off. Heartbreaking, but 27 years at ESPN was a good run.
27 years.
So grateful for a 38-year career. Longevity for a woman in this business is something I'm especially proud of. Next step, a project that gives back. Susie, you are an all-timer. Pour one out for Susie Colbert.
Ages like fine wine.
Man, big fan of Suze. And you know what?
If there's anything that you take away from this segment, it's that Susie Colbert is no longer with ESPN, and you should be upset about it.
And all y'all want to talk about is Joe Namath wanting to kiss her. She's way more than that.
Can we not get sexual here, please, guys?
Jamie says Kendrick Perkins is on Pat McAfee in a wife beater. So somebody mentioned Pat McAfee earlier. He is not getting laid off. He is getting paid major bucks.
85 big ones.
To go to ESPN to host his show and to be a part of College Game Day.
He's a pregame show that I have watched that is actually interesting.
What's that?
He used to have a pregame show when he was on Strictly, or what is it, FanDuel, or when he was working with FanDuel.
Yeah.
And they actually had a pregame show that was kind of interesting. So,
well, the thing is that ESPN executives were willing to shell out that kind of money because they firmly believe that his show would instantaneously start making money for them. And so far, they've been right, which is why these cuts are coming at such a rapid pace. This is the third round of cuts that ESPN has had in recent times. It's because they're trying to, shave off all that extra money that they're spending on all these personalities. Because I know at one point Jay Williams, his contract is up. Coming up, I think, at the end of this year, but he was getting paid $5 million. I think Keyshawn was making something around 10.
Keyshawn is in year 2 of a 5-year, $18 million deal.
Yeah.
What in the world?
So they're trying to cut all these costs, but yet they're going to turn around and spend that kind of cash on Pat McAfee. It really doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
So it's not like the NFL where if you just fire somebody with a signed contract, you just don't you just pay it out?
I don't know if ESPN contracts are guaranteed or not. I'm sure there's like a...
they need Lamar Jackson as their agent.
Maybe you get a percentage of it. First reported by Joey on the Sleeper app, according to the New York Post, Hall of Famer Steve Young was considered in jeopardy for his job.
Oh, okay.
Which would not be a loss at all. Steve Young brings nothing, in my opinion. All right. Nothing?
They have Steve Young on the show and we get nothing?
Maybe they're starting to learn to be a little smarter here when they hire people, pay people. Remember when Jason Witten did Monday Night Football?
He was so bad, he said, you know what, I'm going to go play football again.
He was like, talking isn't my thing.
And not just play for football again, but play for the Raiders.
Greg Olson's pretty good, though. I love
Greg Olson is really good.
And he's going to get batted for Tom Brady.
Tony Romo.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Really good.
Did anybody ever guess that Tony Romo would be actually pretty good in the booth, considering...
He had to be good somewhere, so...
Oh! And that's coming from a Cowboys fan.
No, I'm not a Cowboys fan.
He's Panthers, baby.
Oh, I thought you were a Cowboys fan.
The hell you talking about?
Girl, you need to go back to Camp Carolina.
You get out of the glory hole.
Whoa. All right.
Whoa.
Easy.
That was slightly out of context.
You want to explain yourself, son?
I just want me some glory hole.
All right. Eric says, I don't mind Chandler's pauses when he's dishing out his takes. It's because he's such a deep thinker, he is concocting a masterpiece as he speaks.
Exactly. You got to let the coils go in his head. He's cooking though. You got to let him cook.
I disagree.
What do I say to that?
I don't know, Mr. Concoction. What do you got for us?
I don't have anything right now. Look, that's just like when people were wanting you to like speak things into existence. When Josh Moreland, you taught that. Then people were like, "Oh, do it." Mm-hmm. It's
got to come natural.
It's got to come natural.
Yeah. Jamie says Tom Brady is going to be awful. Drew Brees is awful, and he says people are getting tired of Romo. Who are these people? What people? Why do I care about people?
I've not heard one person say they were tired of Romo.
Oh, I have. But I don't care. I said I like him. I like him. I like Romo.
Here we go, Jim.
I think he's, I like him because I feel like he's genuine and he's really excited about what he's doing.
And he knows what he's talking about.
And he knows what he's talking about.
Like when he calls out what's about to happen and it ends up happening.
If people are getting tired of Romo, I like him better. If people wanted Scoot Henderson and hate the Brandon Miller pick, I like the Brandon Miller pick more. Because you know why? People are stupid. That's why.
All right, so Kyle has a good subject changer. He mentioned about Burley on the mound last night.
Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk to Brian North about Alec Burleson. I've got some Lane Hoover news. I don't know if it's out there anywhere.
Ooh, I need to check that. Thank you for reminding me.
I got Lane Hoover news. Lane Hoover is in a starting lineup tonight.
Love to hear it.
We'll tell you about that. Also, we missed. We got a couple ECU basketball schedule updates too. We need to talk about. So we'll get to all that when we return. Pirate Radio Live on a Free Beer Friday. Back with you after these words.
And speak my point of view, but it's not safe. It's not safe. I just want.
Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all things automotive. Greenville Auto World is now under new ownership by the Cook Management Group, but still believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Tommy Cook and his team now have 5 dealerships in eastern North Carolina with a fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 or greenvilleautoworld.net. Pirates supporting pirates.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi-Spa on Red Banks Road in Greenville. Free consultations available. Visit us at beautybarmedispa.com. Also follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Enjoy your visit. Love your transformation. Go Pirates!
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates.
Greetings, friends of Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in Pitt County. We are currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. If you want to be part of a thriving school system that focuses on educating students, growing our employees, and promoting positive mental and physical health initiatives, we encourage you to become a part of our Pitt County Schools family to help ensure success for the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead. North Carolina State Parks invites you to enjoy camping your way. With the weather changing, booking your own cabin is the perfect solution for your camping getaway. Reserve campsites or cabins today at Jones Lake, Goose Creek, and Cliffs of the Neuse. Whether you enjoy traditional camping or air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi, your next adventure can include hiking, beautiful scenery, and sunsets by the campfire. For information on booking a cabin, visit ncparks.gov.
5th Street Hardware and Tap Room is serving up the best lunch in town with a different special every day. Come sit on the patio and enjoy wonderful weather with lunch specials for only $9. Fifth Street Hardware and Tap Room is open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch and dinner. Thirsty? Stop in for a cold beer with over 40 taps to choose from. Fifth Street Hardware and Tap Room, next to the State Theater in downtown Greenville. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook.
This is Talbot Green with Integrity Home Mortgage. Are you ready and pre-approved if the home you want to purchase comes for sale today? Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans, plus construction and lot loans. Our team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir offers over 50 years of experience.
To get started, call me, Joanne Weir, at 531-1148.
Joanne Weir, in MLS 75974. For informational purposes only, Integrity Home Mortgage Corporation is an equal housing lender in MLS 208-516.
Pirate Radio.
You know, for having such a bleak outlook on pirates, you're well on your way to becoming one.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Pirate Water. Get ready to party, pirates. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find your new treasure. 21 and older only. Pirate Water. Why be yourself when you can be a pirate? Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Vacation spots are right here in our very own backyard. You can take a trip to a state park and enjoy traditional camping, RV space, and also air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi. If you're by a lake, be sure to check out the opportunities to rent a canoe or kayak and get out on the water. Your next adventure is right around the corner. For more information, please visit ncparks.gov. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday. Segment 1, we got talking about ESPN layoffs and NFL pregame shows, and didn't mention a couple of stories involving Pirates, and we'll do that right now with Brian North, who joins us on the Pirate Radio Live line. North, how you doing on this Friday?
I am living, Clippy, living.
Hey, the voice sounds better. That's good.
A little nasally, but still working it out, but we're getting there.
Getting there. Sounds good. All right, so a couple of things here. Alec Burleson pitched last night for the Cardinals, and that's not a good thing because they were down when he came in, 10-0, 9-0. But Burley goes 1 inning of work, gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, allowed a granny, but got his first MLB strikeout.
There you go.
So way to go, Burley.
Lobbied for that when he first came up, telling anybody that he felt like he could be a high leverage reliever if they ever needed him. So obviously he didn't make the case for that last time. He definitely was lobbying, and with his lack of playing time lately, just to get in the game, I'm sure was nice for him. Yeah,
he went 0 for 2 in the lineup. Pinch hitter, DH pitcher for Burley last night. And maybe didn't, you're right, make his case for a big-time postseason appearance. But then again, the Cardinals are 14 games under 500. They stink this year. One of the biggest disappointments in baseball. So they don't have a postseason future anyway. So there's that story from a former Pirate last night. Numbers weren't great, but congrats on the first Major League Baseball strikeout. You can put that ball on the mantle in the future. And I've got something... this might be a Pirate Radio exclusive for you, Brian.
Yeah.
Lane Hoover, former Pirate, is starting in left field tonight for a professional baseball team.
Ooh, who would that be?
He's making his pro debut with the Florence Yalls.
That must be a not semi-pro, but a independent league team that I've never heard of.
You are correct, sir. Frontier League, and he will be playing for the Yalls. They're in Crestwood, Illinois, playing against the Windy City Thunderbolts. I got to get my hands on some of these hats. I bet they have great hats.
Yep.
But Lane Train, and I think this all came together pretty quick. I was told earlier in the week that somebody had run into Lane while he was getting a haircut, and he told him that, he was heading off to play some baseball. That was just a couple of days ago. So it all comes kind of quick, but congratulations to Lane Hoover. And, scouts watch these games. He has a 5-for-5 night, turn some heads. Who knows? But keep going as long as you can, right, Brian? Try not to get into the real world until you have to.
right, with the consolidation of minor league teams, there's less and less minor league teams. I was wondering if there'd be more independent league teams. The problem with that is you don't have major league backing. You've got to figure out a way to take care of your players. So while there would be greater talent for independent league teams, don't know financially if they can survive. But the guys that do get a chance, look, now there's less minor league teams out there, and the diamonds in the rough. And Mike Piazza, who was drafted in something like the 17th round, something ridiculous.
Tommy Lasorda did a favor for a buddy and drafted him, right? Wasn't that the story?
Yeah, exactly. So, there's a number of those stories out there of guys who nowadays won't even get a chance to play professional baseball, who ended up having great major league careers because of the consolidation of minor league baseball. So independent leagues, I thought, might have a chance to thrive, but I don't know if the finances work out. But if guys can get a chance, scouts need something to do now too. They don't have as many minor league teams to check out. So great opportunity for Lane, and he's really had a great year. Let's see if he can keep going and if he can play a little bit longer. I don't know how much an independent league guy in Florence makes, but yeah, it's better than having to go get that real 9 to 5.
Awesome stuff. So we will be rooting for Lane. Shirley's looking for all the information she can find on this and the Florence Yaws, and kind of tough to find info on Frontier League Baseball, but we'll do our best. And we've got sources there in the Hoover family we can reach out to as well. So good luck to Lane. How about another former Pirate, Gavin Williams, North, earlier this week threw an absolute gem. Now, I'm not taking anything away from him, but I do need to mention his first 2 starts were against Oakland and Kansas City. Not a bad way to ease into your pro career. He is scheduled to pitch in his next start Monday against the Braves, who have one of the best lineups in baseball. So I am really anxious to see that. If it goes, he's a probable starter right now. It's still a ways out, but that might be his next start. But Gavin Williams, 0-0 on the year because he didn't get any run support in the game earlier this week, but 2.84 ERA now after his awesome performance against the Royals.
All right, 2 thoughts. One, did he grow up a Braves fan? Because he grew up, Fayetteville, Cape Fear, high school, that area. I wonder if he grew up a Braves fan. So that would be pretty wild if he did, and he gets to go against his old team. Second, he has been awesome. I've always called him Nuke Lelouch from Bull Durham because, he could be the wild thing every now and then, but trying to get his fastball and his eyelids in control. And I've noticed in his post-game interviews, he has gone full Nuke Lelouch big leaguer with short answers and small cliches that make him a horrible post-game interview. But they want to interview you when you do well, and so far after 2 starts, he's done pretty well. But you're right. You need a better sample before you can make a full disclaimer. But after 2 starts, you can't complain with him being on the fast track to the big league.
Big Gav is not much of a talker, and I'll always say my greatest accomplishment as an interviewer was talking to Gavin Williams for an hour here on Pirate Radio one day. I left that show. I was sweating, I was in the corner. Chandler was like my corner man. He was giving me water and putting my mouthpiece in. Like I was done. I did all I could, and we got through it.
I can check the times on it. Were you like 57 minutes to 3?
It was a ratio similar to that. Gav's not a talker, but he is a hell of a pitcher. And something I noticed, and something Garrett Saylor noticed when we had him on earlier this week. Chandler, remember we were talking about his MLB debut in Cleveland, and they kept showing the Williams family and everything, and it was a home crowd. It was a pretty decent crowd there in Cleveland, and he was going Pete Carroll on some chewing gum. And I was like, man, I don't remember Gavin being a huge gum guy. That's got to be a nerves thing. I did not notice that in Kansas City.
Yeah,
I think that gum thing was
calm the nerves. And I think in KC, with a bad lineup in front of him and not a big crowd and all that, and his first start under his belt, he was a lot cooler out there.
Well, being on the road, look, your debut, you can only make one debut, right? And everybody's noticing, the family shows up. Game number 2, not everybody wants tickets. This one's on the road in a less hostile environment because Kansas City's pretty docile. No, I think he even said it in his short post-game interview that he felt much more comfortable out there. All the jitters and all that stuff was gone. It was just back to playing baseball now. And he was able to concentrate and locate a little bit better. And No, I think it showed. But look, now does he continue that? But definitely the first game. You can never have back that first game, and that certainly he was hyped up by it. But he certainly made quite the difference in game 2.
Brian North joining us. I can't say I'm familiar with Jordan Cornette. I did some stuff maybe with ACC Network and ESPN, but he is another ESPN layoff, and I just saw that on Twitter, and we were talking about that earlier. Brian, there was a time, and we did this with the NBA draft last week where we went back 30, 25 years, whatever, and we knew all the names. There was a time where I knew like every ESPN employee because that was all I watched, and now there's a million of them and couldn't tell you 25% of them. But that's just getting older, but it's also how much they've expanded and doing all this other stuff, and huge layoff. Have you seen the names today, Brian?
No. I've been.
Well, I hope you're sitting down.
Today.
I hope you're sitting down because Susie Colbert is out, and that one really hurt me.
Yeah.
Big Susie Colbert fan.
Yeah, me too. But I'll tell you, that's one of those that reeks of ageism. And I don't know how much she's been out in the field lately. She was really great in the field. I don't know if she was as great as a studio host, but always was a big Susie Colbert fan.
Yeah. The others: Jalen Rose, Keyshawn Johnson, Max Kellerman. Tim or Matt Hasselbeck?
Matt
Hasselbeck. Steve Young on the bubble, I read. So you got a lot of names there out at ESPN to make way for Pat McAfee's huge contract, I guess.
So Max Kellerman and Keyshawn Johnson, 2 of the 3 guys of that morning show that they have, are now gone. So it's just Jay Will that does their morning show with them. That's all I ever listen to is ESPN radio now. I never watch. So
Are you a Freddie Coleman fan, Brian? Do you know Freddie Coleman?
Yeah, no, Freddie's been there a long time. Yeah.
I'm a Freddie. I like him on the radio. I hadn't listened to ESPN radio in a long time, but I used to like listening to him at night.
Yep.
All right, well, there you go. The world of sports television now, and interested to see where these. So Chandler, Shannon Sharp is gone from Fox, right?
Undisputed.
So is he staying with Fox, or is he going to jump somewhere?
I mean, the initial reports were that he was going to jump to ESPN potentially, and I mean everybody
and be on one of those screaming shows.
That's what everybody was talking about. Everybody, was posting memes of him and Stephen A. Smith, and they were showing like Shaq and Kobe highlights.
Yeah,
so I mean that's the early reports right now. But since then, I haven't heard much.
Brian, can't we go back to the old days and in afternoons instead of guys screaming at each other, show really old wrestling, like Mid-South Wrestling? I remember that being on ESPN when I was a kid.
These were the guys who were funny. I just like funny highlights. I can watch over and over again Charlie Steiner laughing at the national anthem.
Carl Lewis.
And Jack Edwards with him right there. You haven't seen one of the greatest ESPN clips ever is Charlie Steiner can't keep it together when Carl Lewis is butchering the national anthem.
You're right.
In an NBA game.
That is classic. That's a great memory.
I finished up with Francis Scott Key. So.
By the way, did y'all waste y'all's time watching the American Gladiators 30 for 30?
I did not.
Good.
No.
Right?
No.
All right. Well, for those that did, I'm sorry. It stunk. But there's a show on Netflix now, 4 episodes, an American Gladiators documentary, and it's awesome. It's everything the 30 for 30 should have been. So if you have any interest in American Gladiators, watch the Netflix show. Don't watch the 30 for 30 because that was actually interesting. I learned some stuff, and they talked about the dark side of what was going on with those giant steroid athletes, and it was very entertaining. So just throwing that out there.
All right.
TV recommendation for y'all on your 4th of July holiday week. Brian, we talked about this with every guest this week. Let me ask you, got the hot dog eating contest coming up, of course, on Tuesday. Had Rich Shea on Monday, president of Major League Eating, talked about all the different events that they have sanctioned, all the different foods, liquids, everything in between. So, Brian North, if you were going up let's do a past and present TV anchor challenge against Brian Bailey, Billy Weaver. We'll throw Meador in there. Chris Haymeyer will make his return, and Brian North is not only competing, but Brian gets to choose the food. So, North, what food are you choosing that you think you could beat those other guys in an eating challenge? You got to eat a lot of something in a short amount of time.
Let me tell you something. Now, it's not my favorite, but you give me Krispy Kreme donuts, I could eat like 4 dozen in 3 minutes. I mean, those things go down so easy and smooth. I would be some kind of donut challenge or Krispy Kreme donut challenge. I'd be willing to go against anybody.
I know Rich brought up donut holes the other day, but full donuts, that's taking it to another level. Brian's ready for a challenge.
Yeah. No, I'm not. You'd have to have the defibrillator and nitroglycerin and everything ready to go on the sideline. Old overweight people should not be in eating contests where you gluttonly stuff things into your body and clog one artery left is still good. So.
Good advice. Good advice here from Brian North on a Friday. North, what you got planned for the weekend and for the 4th? Anything going on?
No, just hanging with the kiddos. We got the little family get-together Sunday. I'll be working Monday and Tuesday. We'll sneak in some fireworks somewhere. But no, nothing big. Just been replacing a septic tank sewer line.
Oh, my.
Yeah. So this cold and not being able to smell has come at the right time. So I can get the project up. Get rid of the cast iron, put it in the old PVC, and get the plumbing working again.
There you go. Brian North, handyman, Bob Vila of this generation. North, enjoyed it as always. Have a good week. We'll reconvene here in a couple weeks with you.
All right, sounds good, Clipper.
There is Brian North, WCTI 12, joining us today here on Pirate Radio Live. Our buddy Halftime Don says, just checking in, guys. Hot out here today. I just saw a dog chasing a cat, and both of them were walking. Well done.
Dude. Leave it up to Dunn.
Joey, do you go home to all your buddies and rip off all these dad jokes?
No.
No?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Nah.
All right.
Well, mainly because in the short time that I've been here, we've probably genuinely laughed at one.
Yeah. Well, but again,
there's good dad jokes out there. So
I always say this though: you don't know if it's going to land if you don't try. You got to throw it out there.
Exactly.
Shoot your shot.
And we have at least, you read them out. You're trying, but they need to step their game up. I'm not gonna
lie. Eric. Oh wow! So Jamie earlier said that Alex Flynn is starting for the Pirates when they take on Michigan. Eric said, I got some info on Flynn starting. Not sure how credible it is. It was carved into the wall behind the urinal at 519. Take it for what it's worth.
Oh my goodness!
So
that's legit. That's legit stuff.
That's not legit. No. You don't think so? Chandler thinks it is. That's where I get all my sports news. That and the sleeper app.
Like used to some places still do, I guess. But when you go use the urinal, they got the newspaper up there so you can read. Well, at 519, they've got it behind the urinal. That's when I found out that
it's like hot takes or whatever.
Yeah, when Ben Kurt got hurt, that's how I found out. It was in 519 behind the urinal.
By the way, we did the what ifs yesterday. Got a ton of responses on that on Twitter last night. I'll read some of those when we return and talk about what ifs in ECU athletics and the entire world of sports. Let's take a break. More to go. Pirate Radio Live, Hour 1. Back with you after this.
Night falls, and I'm alone.
It's the summer shopping season at Brown & Wood. Here with Jeff Stein. Jeff, I've noticed a lot of great GMC pickup trucks on the lot.
Yes, sir. We have 2500s and 1500s in stock and the all-new 3.0 Duramax diesel. We earn 30 extra trucks on allocation, so go online, brownandwood.com, or stop in, build your truck. We'll get it coming for you. Brown & Wood, voted number 1 by the customer in Greenville. 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is where the fiesta never ends. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Wednesday for shrimp tacos for only $9.99. Plus Wednesdays means all Mexican imports for just $2.99. Thursdays, enjoy your favorite beef, chicken, or vegetable fajitas for only $9.99. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Serving those who serve is a lifelong mission, one that Budweiser supports with folds of honor. Together, they've been helping military families for over 13 years by funding life-changing scholarships. So join me in raising a Budweiser to raise funds for families for American heroes. Grab a case of Budweiser today at your favorite local retailer. Proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing, supporting our military veterans and the pirate nation since 1989. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Come pop a top at Jarvis Street Bottle Shop. Jarvis Street Bottle Shop is a specialty shop selling craft, domestic, and import brews, along with wine and growlers. Hosting a tailgate? Stop by the shop and grab a keg for your party or event. The Bottle Shop offers monthly beer and wine tastings featuring rotating NC craft breweries, along with live music and discounts. Stop by the shop Tuesday through Sunday, or check them out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Hey Wood Ducks fans, be sure to purchase your single game tickets online at woodducksbaseball.com. Have a big group? No problem. Book your group tickets by calling our front office at Granger Stadium. This year's schedule features the return of daily themes including Tribute Tuesday, Winning and Wind Down Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Mother Earth Friday, Pepsi Saturday, and Dogs and Dogs Day. Make sure to follow the Down East Wood Ducks on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook so you don't miss anything. We hope to see you out at Granger Stadium all season long. Let's go Woodies!
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro. We are the professional office systems people.
Pirate Radio.
The
voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Pirate Water. Get ready to party, pirates. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find your new treasure. 21 and older only. Pirate Water. Why be yourself when you can be a pirate? Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The Dickinson Avenue Public House is a lively and diverse restaurant in Greenville that uses fresh and local ingredients with influences of Creole, Asian, and upscale Southern cuisine. The Dickinson Avenue Public House offers a seasonally rotating menu and a full-service bar with rotating craft brews on tap. Come to the intersection of 8th and Dickinson and enjoy dollar oysters Tuesday through Thursday from 5:30 to 7. For more details, check out daphousенc.com. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, she talks to angels. Chandler, who is the original artist of this ditty? One time I heard in the late 90s, early 2000s, a commercial. They were playing a concert and it said, "The last great American rock band."
Boston.
The Black Crowes. Why'd you do the roll your eyes, shake your head thing? What were you shaking your head at, me or?
I don't think he's familiar with the Black Crowes.
I am. I just never.
Hard to handle. Mm-hmm. Jealous again. I need a remedy. But I don't like this version of it.
Well, unfortunately, we can't use the real one. So, thanks, YouTube.
Come on, baby, yeah.
If you don't know the lyrics, you're killing me, man.
I don't know the lyrics.
No, you got to do it the way you normally do it.
So yesterday we did what ifs. It was a question posed by Jansen in the YouTube chat. Biggest what ifs in ECU history. We ran over a lot of them. And I put it on Twitter last night and got some more. Bobby says, what if Jeff Blake doesn't make the 2-point conversion versus Pitt? Do we even play in the Peach Bowl, bro? He also said, what if the Deadskins had a winning record versus the Cowboys? Would they be America's team? It was an unnecessary shot there. Dan says, what if Conference Scotty didn't blow it? And what if Dan Snyder never bought the Skins? That's a good one. Alternate universe where Dan Snyder never purchased Washington and my life would be so much better up to this point.
More positive.
Josh says, what if Mike Trout came to ECU? What if Dale had been trying to win instead of hanging back and blocking for Lil E and DW? I guess that's referring to the passing of Dale Earnhardt. Jansen said, what if Bo Jackson didn't hurt his hip? Hall of Famer in 2 sports. That's a good one.
That is a really good one.
What if ECU doesn't make a miraculous comeback in the Peach Bowl? Does ECU's football culture look vastly different today?
Jansen.
No. I mean, what? No. Chandler, you brought this one up yesterday. Byron said, what if ECU didn't lose their first game in 1991? You talked about the penalty against Illinois. Would there have been a 3-way split for the Natty? Justin said, what if we spent money like we actually cared about basketball, i.e. not burn $2 million a year on baseball? Yikes.
Justin, simmer down, bud.
Simmer down now. Troy D.
Who?
Well, it says Troy D / Pirate Radio.
Okay. He is a crazy super fan. Why does he have Pirate Radio in his Twitter name?
Will you contact Elon Musk and see if we can get him to change his name?
What in the world?
Troy D said, what if Bill Lewis didn't leave and build a dynasty here in football?
I got one.
At the time, we were ahead of Virginia Tech.
What if Troy D never left Pirate Radio?
It's a good one. Like, where would we all be today? I'll tell you, we'd be in the exact same spot.
We'd be doing exactly what we're doing right now. Nothing would change.
Larry Paul King says, what if Skip would have stayed versus going to USF? Go Bulls! He said, I think we would have been the next UCF. Skip got out at the right time. He skipped out at the right time because we were losing, C.J. Wilson, Linville Joe. We were losing that entire D-line, that entire good defense.
Yeah.
The Pat Pinkney era was over, but we were getting Dominique Davis in. But, man, we were super thin on defense.
I feel like Greg Hudson would have done anything with anybody.
Okay. Now, Glenn has one that I'm not familiar with, but this one sounds this is a great one. For ECU and for Miami, what if Norwood Van and the wide receiver hadn't collided in the end zone on the last play of the 1983 game and ECU scored the winning touchdown? ECU goes 9-2 and goes bowling. Miami does not play for their first national championship and possibly doesn't begin their dynasty.
Wow, Glenn. Great job.
A lot of dominoes there.
I like the layer. That's a very layered cake.
Sound
good?
Stewart says, what if Gardner Minshew played for a different coach other than Scotty Montgomery?
What if he actually went to Alabama?
Alabama to be close to family.
He's not a Christian!
Brian says, what if Brashad Perryman didn't make that catch? We talked about that. No consequences. Will says, what if Hartman didn't miss 4 field goals in the Liberty Bowl?
Oh, I brought that one up too.
Redbeard says, what if Chad never won the treasure chest? America would be a better place today. What is Colby talking about here? What if Holden had been pulled after the shot he took against South Carolina in 2021 and never threw the interception? What's that game, Chandler?
South Carolina at home. He took a shot to the arm, I guess. I have no idea.
Okay.
As he was getting hit. I don't know.
Bill says, what if Clipster went to work for the other radio station?
Don't want to talk about that.
Tracy and Charles Allen, joint Twitter account, both type this simultaneously together.
Love that.
What if we had been prepared for a cold, rainy weather at Temple and kicked a field goal against UCF in the same season. That would have been nice.
That's actually a good one because that was really, I still think, the downfall of ECU football.
He also said, what if JFK hadn't been assassinated at the hands of LBJ?
Conspiracy.
We're doing conspiracy.
I love
now.
a good conspiracy.
Same.
LBJ, like LeBron James?
Oh, dear.
Oh, good God. Lyndon B. Johnson.
Okay, yeah, I just stopped talking.
LeBron. Who killed who?
Time out. Did LeBron James have something to do with the JFK assassination?
That's why, like, I was so lost for words in this.
Who killed JFK? The kids now are saying LeBron James.
Michael Jordan could have done it a lot cleaner. He could have got away with it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll read more of those later on, but that's good stuff. Thank you all for participating in that.
Good discussion.
Jamie's got a good one. What if Bryce never drank the superstitious beers? The superstitious beers!
Superstitious beers! Superstitious beers!
Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk some Panthers. We'll talk some NFL. And we'll talk some sweet, sweet fantasy when we return. Pirate Radio Live on a Friday. Back with you. Eric said, what would happen if the mascot would have changed his name to Pedo the Pirate? That's pretty good. That's pretty funny.
That's a good point.
Pedo the Pirate, named after Bill Pedo. Do you want Pedo the Pirate at your kid's birthday party?
Let's take a break.
Well, I gotta take a break. Back with you after this.
In a certain company, yeah, she tell you she's an orphan.
The Beach Tavern Bar and Grill has been the place to be for over 50 years. BT's is the best local sports bar in the heart of Atlantic Beach. Located on West Fort Macon Road across from Pacific, BT's has daily food specials, a late night menu, cold beer, pool, darts, and live entertainment for everyone to enjoy. Make it a summer to remember at the Beach Tavern Bar and Grill. Follow BT's on Facebook and Instagram for all the daily specials and events. BT's, the place for fun in Atlantic Beach this summer.
When you walk through the doors of Villa Verde, you'll experience the sights, sounds, and smells of authentic Dominican flavors. This is Jay from Villa Verde, inviting you to come by this summer and try one of our amazing empanadas, our famous red snappers, grouper bites, seafood paella, Cuban sandwiches, and much, much more. Relax on the patio with a fresh mojito or a cold beer while enjoying one of our out-of-this-world desserts, like our rum pineapple cake or our famous tres leches. Villa Verde on 10th Street, a platform for good, and a proud supporter of the Pirate Nation.
What's up there, Pirate Nation? Kyle Gaines here from Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram here in Washington, North Carolina. This just came in, just announced 10% off MSRP on all 23 Ram Bighorns. That's right, huge savings, 10% off window sticker on these 23 Bighorns. And it is that time of year, it is Wrangler season. We have a huge selection of Jeep Wranglers, Gladiators, soft top, hard tops. So come check us out here at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Remember, drive a little, save a lot. Go Pirates.
The Doritos Cool Ranch Papadilla. It's the best idea ever.
Oh, come on. The Doritos Cool Ranch Papadilla was my idea. I did that. Don't play yourself.
The Doritos Cool Ranch Papadilla.
Genius.
Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates.
It may be hot outside, but in Russell's, the clothing is light, bright, and beautiful. Hi, I'm Russell Smith with Russell's in downtown Washington. We have a great inventory of cool, lightweight, colorful apparel for all your summer needs. Lots of dresses, tops, and accessories for the ladies. For the men, it's shorts, polos, swimwear, and t-shirts, just for starters. Feel good and look even better when you shop for summer apparel at Russell's in downtown Washington. It's all about you, Pirate Nation, our friends and customers at Russell's in downtown Washington.
Hey Miles, isn't it amazing to think our family has been distributing soft drinks since 1923?
It certainly is, Landon, and with that comes a lot of change. But what hasn't changed is our dedication and commitment to our customers. I'm Miles Minges.
And I'm Landon Minges with Minges Bottling Group. Our family has taken great pride in refreshing our neighbors, and we are proud to have remained locally owned and operated for over a century. From our family to yours, we say thank you and are honored to be a part of this wonderful community.
Here's to 100 as we celebrate our employees and our customers all over Eastern North Carolina. From generations before us and to future generations,
cheers to the next 100.
Coco's Sports Bar and Restaurant, located in the Old Professor O'Cool's location, has daily lunch specials from 11 to 5, including their famous $1 wing special Monday through Wednesday all day long. Coco's has entertainment every Tuesday with country western night and karaoke on Thursday starting at 8. Take advantage of their weekly fresh fruit margarita specials and be sure to try the best Philly ribeye steak rolls in town while you're at it. Coco's Sports Bar and Restaurant, Greenville's Diamond in the Rough. Check them out on Facebook for more information. Go Pirates!
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an Auto Owners independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with Auto Owners Insurance.
This is Brian Smith with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Christie's Europub is the perfect place to relax, grab a bite, and enjoy a drink. Located in the heart of Greenville and just a few blocks from ECU's campus, Christie's offers lunch, dinner, and late night with live music every Sunday. Come and have lunch Monday through Friday from 11 to 3 or Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 4. For the latest information, check Christie's out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or visit Christie'sEuropub.com. Scratch cooking takes time, so relax and enjoy a pint today at Christie's Europub. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live, here on a Free Beer Friday. Jamie says, man, the hate on LeBron is out of control when he's being blamed for JFK's assassination. Chad said,
he was on the grassy knoll.
That one time you wish Joey didn't talk into the mic. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Irving says, what if I had walked on to the 1985 Pirate football team? Our lives would be different, Irving, if you'd have just made it out there on the field. Let's do some...
what if Chandler was the long snapper at East Carolina?
What if?
National champions.
Our lives would all be different.
Yes.
Tony Dunn is here. C.W. Sloan is here. Tony, what's Panthers what if?
Oh, I was going to do what if Hurricane Floyd didn't rain us out and we played Miami here, actually.
And we might have lost that game.
Or we tore down our own goalposts.
Yeah, I like the way it turned out. How about you, CW?
He wishes that exactly would have happened.
I went to that game with a state guy. So, my friend's dad was a state guy. Me and my buddy were rooting for East Carolina. But he was not happy with the way that game ended.
I just know that caravan of people on the way back, which was probably the most dangerous group of drunken people driving on the way home. There was remember you used to have to go through Wilson still?
Yeah.
Like they would bypass.
Through the city.
And I'm pretty sure I was in the car and we were it was 70 miles an hour through Wilson. Just
remember
so many people together.
It's like a tire store. They had the big guy, the statue. You could ride by him.
Paul Bunyan guy.
What's your Panthers what if? Chandler did some yesterday. You got any?
I mean, the what if. I mean, the first one is what if Casey doesn't kick it out of bounds? What if the Jericho Catchery catch was a catch? Catchery catch. What if Graham Gano makes the field goal going into halftime that makes it so that it's a 3-point game and just kind of changes the dynamics of a defensive duel in so many ways?
How about him making the kick at the end of the game to win it?
Yeah. Then there's that one the next season. I always say the next season, the first game of the year. What if he makes that? Cam takes us down fourth quarter on the road in Denver, maybe changes the narrative of the 2016 season. And what if we wouldn't have fallen for Matt Fool?
Oh, man.
What about Cam's
Oh, yeah.
TJ
What if Kelvin Benjamin would have just tackled that dude, and so that Cam didn't run 88 yards down the field to tackle somebody because his fat receiver was too lazy to make up for his own error?
But the TJ Watt shot to
yeah.
What if Jerry Richardson never instituted Jeans Friday?
Well, that would be sad.
I'll get
what
to...
if he didn't have shave her legs, you mean?
CW, we'll get to your Bucks what ifs in a moment.
Okay.
Chad says, what if Troy D never went to the Peach Bowl? Craig said, what if Troy D never showed his feet in his pictures? Todd with a real one. What if ALS was never a disease? Man, that's like,
ouch.
Really,
I mean, ouch.
That got real quick.
Damn. Way to bring the what if party. Way to pour an ice bucket on the what if party.
Ice bucket challenge. Moronic Monday says, what up, Clip? What up, Moronic Mondays? Cool name. CW. Bucks what ifs.
Okay, I got 2 Bucks and I have 2 ACC, so I'll start with Tampa. What if Bo Jackson actually did sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as promised?
What's that story?
So when he was coming out for the draft, Tampa Bay had the first pick, and Hugh Culverhouse is the owner, and everybody in the Tampa circles knows how much of a jerk he really was and how he was cheap and one of the really bad owners of the league for quite some time, which is why the Tampa was so bad in the 80s. And Steve Young currently was the quarterback, and Culverhouse goes to Steve Young and says, look, we got to have this guy. You got to do your best to sell the Bucks. Well, Young was kind of halfway out the door anyway. He wasn't a fan of the franchise to begin with, but he said, all right. And so they sat down, had a dinner together, and when Hugh Culverhouse left the table to go to the bathroom, he looks right at Steve Young and says, I know what you're trying to do. You said, but you can stop right there. I'm not signing with the Bucks. And knowing that was going to happen, they ended up trading the first pick. They eventually trade Steve Young, obviously, to the 49ers. And then the pick that they get in return the following year is Vinny Testaverde, first pick. So
there could have been a world that had a backfield with Steve Young and Bo Jackson.
You know, and somebody said earlier, what if Bo Jackson never got hurt? And then that kind of goes along the same lines. He could have been a Hall of Fame running back for the Tampa Bay.
Then he would have never gotten hurt.
Yeah.
We would have all had to secretly like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Well, there's a lot of things that changed after that.
He said, you got to go sell the Bucks. And that Hugh Culverhouse guy goes, I'm not selling the Bucks.
So more recent one that I can recall devastated is watching the NFC Championship against the St. Louis Rams and knowing that we have a chance to beat this high-powered offense, record-breaking offense. And we do have a situation in quarterback, but we managed to get all the way down to the red zone, and the referees decide to screw it up. And Bert Emanuel catches the ball, hits the ground, and from that point forward, where they called it a no catch, every catch after that for the next 23 years is considered a catch, and it started with Bert Emanuel. They changed the rules because of that catch.
I remember that was an ugly game. Ricky Prohl had a touchdown, a big touchdown for the Rams. The only touchdown. And
11-6.
And the Rams went on to beat the Titans.
Correct.
In the Super Bowl.
But that should have been the Buccaneers. And if we play...
But then the Bucks win one 2 years later.
Well, 2 years later, the Patriots win the next year, and then we win the year after that. Yeah. All right, so my ACC, can I go with them?
Yeah.
What if we don't get the lob in 1983? What if he doesn't catch it? What if he doesn't throw it for instance?
That's a long way.
And he doesn't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the last one I have going after watching.
Well, there's a lot of state ones there. Like, what if they didn't get in trouble for a shoe thing?
Yeah, it's
what
so
if Jim
funny.
Valvano didn't get sick?
The amount of that's something.
Then we wouldn't have had the greatest speech in the history of the planet.
A lot changes, yeah.
But no, going back to the to that NC State tournament or the ACC tournament or NCAA tournament that year. there were so many games in those rounds where it came down to a couple of free throws. I think we only beat out by more than double digits one team in that entire tournament, and that's actually going back to the ACC tournament where we had to beat Carolina and Virginia.
Obviously,
Wake Forest.
Not a state guy, but that might be the best. Well, it's not the best, but top 3 to 5 30 for 30s.
It's incredible.
Yeah. What if Justin Timberlake wouldn't have shamed Britney Spears and then she wouldn't be crazy now like she is? Poor girl.
Oh, you were going to say, what if he didn't expose Janet Jackson's
Well, that's what took me on that road is first was what if there was no malfunction? But then I was thinking, wait a second. There's something else here with Justin Timberlake. And he's gone on to be a superstar. And I've always had a soft spot for Britney, so it's not a criticism. But, man, you watch her Instagram and she is.
Go ahead. What is Britney doing with her life? Who? Britney.
Britney who?
Britney who?
Spears.
What is she doing with her career?
What is this from?
Why do we care at this point?
That is from the key moments of a SEC Saturday night football game where they're about to attempt the game-winning field goal. And Mike Patrick, out of nowhere, brings up Britney Spears. And his broadcast partner is confused at everything happening.
That's why Shirley is the pro of pros right there.
What is she doing with her life?
Look, I can't see her. She probably has the most disinterested Look at that. That's a pros move over there.
Britney who? Spears.
Who?
I didn't know Justin
The
Timberlake.
kick is good.
Yeah, no, it really was. It was like Georgia and somebody. And just nuts, man.
You just got me on the kick is good one. What if it's not wide right? Bills win one.
Laces out.
Wow. Yeah.
That changes everything about those guys.
Yep.
But the other ACC, and this guess kind of goes into pop culture as well. What if Michael Jordan does not get on the plane to Oregon and sign with Nike?
Have you seen it?
He was all about. I've seen it. Yeah, absolutely.
Is that good?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And he signs with Converse instead, which is what he wanted to do.
Yeah, like that
changes pop culture, not just the Bulls or Michael Jordan or anything.
That's a good one.
Because he was the
what
only
if
reason why
Sonny
he got on
Vaccaro
that.
wasn't as determined? Right.
But I mean, his mom literally is the reason why he got on the plane. He wasn't going to Portland.
So if you were going to buy a Jordan shoe, it would be a white shoe with a red star, like every other Converse, basically, and it would not be as cool as they.
You don't think they would have come up with something cooler?
I don't know. Larry Bird and Magic Johnson just had regular ass Converse,
which is amazing. When you know Michael Jordan,
with the Reeboks.
And
that's how they got him too. They designed a shoe for him. And not just another Nike shoe, basically.
And the shoe could not be worn legally on the court because you needed to have the majority of it white. So that was the selling point. Nike said, all right, we'll just pay the fine every single time. And
so he had a unique shoe.
The commercial came out and said it's so good that even the NBA won't let him wear it. And then people were like, what?
Wow.
You got to watch the movie. You could not. Yeah, it's amazing.
All right, I'm going to watch it.
That's good. Watched any Black Mirror lately?
Yeah, I've watched a couple, and that's why I sent you that clip, is because that thing is exactly what they're talking about, is what happens if you animate a computer and then torture it, right? Because that was a pretty wicked episode, and Fat Damon is
We're talking about USS Callister episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah, wild. But I got a show recommendation for you.
Okay.
Sprung. Have you seen this?
I don't think so.
It's on Freevee. It's incredible. It's only 8 episodes or 9 episodes. It's a comedy. I'm not even the comedy guy. It is so good.
Okay. I'll check it out this weekend. Who's in it?
I could tell you. You'll recognize a couple of people in it, but I couldn't tell you their names.
All right. I will. I'll look at that. All right. Let's take a break. Got a lot accomplished that segment. We'll talk NFL.
What if we would have talked about sports?
NFL. All we got in the news is people being suspended for gambling, basically. That's it.
I think we should suspend anybody here who's not gambling. How about that? Let's reverse it.
Oh, wow. I got a Panthers headline here.
It's not worth talking.
Big signing, Taylor Stallworth.
It's big because he's fat.
We'll talk a little fantasy football, NFL, and more when we return on Pirate Radio Live. You can continue to send in your what ifs as well, if you like. We'll be back with you on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Here at Brown & Wood with Jeff Stein. It's summertime, and Jeff, you guys have a new car wash.
We do. We put in a brand new car wash just for the customer. So when you come in, get your vehicle serviced, we wash, dry, vacuum your car for free. It's state of the art, but free to the customer.
And this summer, you have an AC special.
It's summertime. Air conditioning units are breaking left and right. But guess what? At Brown & Wood, all summer, I have free diagnostics on all air conditioning issues. Only at Brown & Wood.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU home services partner.
This is Dr. Hasty from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services, as well as a walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates.
Familia is your go-to spot for the best Italian dishes around, including pizzas, pastas, salads, and homemade desserts.
That's Familia.
Enjoy half-off wine night on Wednesdays, $3 drafts on Thursdays, or get a pizza of the week for just $12.
That's Familia.
Place your order online or call 689-6330, and Familia will have your order ready in their drive-thru window for pickup.
That's Familia.
Clip, really?
Oh, sorry.
Familia on Fire Tower Road in Winterville near Pitt Community College.
Hey, Pirate Nation. This is Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty. I've been in Greenville over 25 years. I'm a proud graduate of ECU. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, then give me a call today and let me help make your real estate process fun and easy. I keep it simple and explain the process every step of the way. My goals are your goals. There are no long-term contracts, and you always deal with me from start to finish. The right home starts with the right agent. Call me, Scott Harris, at 347-1857. Go Pirates!
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is where the fiesta never ends. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Wednesday for shrimp tacos for only $9.99. Plus Wednesdays means all Mexican imports for just $2.99. Thursdays, enjoy your favorite beef, chicken, or vegetable fajitas for only $9.99. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. University Sportswear is your one-stop shop to help promote your business and always provide superior customer service. No matter what apparel you need for your team or customers, University Sportswear can make it happen. Visit universitysportswearenc.com for contact information. University Sportswear, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio. Go Pirates!
Hey Wood Ducks fans, be sure to purchase your single game tickets online at woodducksbaseball.com. Have a big group? No problem. Book your group tickets by calling our front office at Granger Stadium. This year's schedule features the return of daily themes including Tribute Tuesday, Winning and Wind Down Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Mother Earth Friday, Pepsi Saturday, and Dogs and Dogs Day. Make sure to follow the Down East Wood Ducks on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook so you don't miss anything. We hope to see you out at Granger Stadium all season long. Let's go Woodies!
Pirate Radio.
We have a standard for the way you're going to play, and we're going to start making sure that we point out those that are meeting the standard, and everybody else has to rise to that. You have to. There is no choice. You have to rise to the standard, because the standard is what wins.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? We'll keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Cliff.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. You know what I might do tomorrow, CW?
Yes.
Might do a draft. How many drafts? How many fantasy football drafts have you done so far?
You've done since last week.
So last week you were at 0. What are you at today?
Going on 9.
9. And again,
times.
these are the best ball,
all of them, yeah,
drafts where you draft and you're done.
Right.
There are no roster moves.
Nope.
You don't even set your lineup. It automatically takes your top quarterback, top couple running backs, so on and so forth,
and
each week.
One Underdog and DraftKings are the 2 sites that I use. One has 18 players, one has 20. So, there's a little bit of a difference there. And then you've also got tournament versus cash lineups. And so that's going to change things a little bit, too. So I got a little bit of both on them.
All right. Real quick, I want to do this, too. We were talking, and CW, you're wearing a Nirvana shirt today and not the NFL shield. But you are a big
never mind, don't worry about it.
NFL guy. We were talking earlier about the ESPN layoffs, which got us talking about NFL pregame shows.
Yeah.
So what do you do on a Sunday morning before 1 o'clock? What do you watch?
It's a good question. Because DFS is such a big part of what I do. There are 2 different, actually one separate place that I get all my information. I'm leading up to it, and that information usually translates to some degree with the season long. But because I'm only doing 2 season long drafts with you guys and some buddies of mine in Raleigh, I'm focused 90%, 95% on DFS, which is probably why I never won.
So who do you watch?
So what do you watch?
Is
it all online?
It is a YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, who are they?
It's called Stochastic.
He don't want to tell us.
No, I'd be happy to.
I want to know. I'm gonna subscribe right now. I need some help.
But I could tell you, they do a little. They do some with your season long stuff, but primarily you're going to listen to them from 10 to 1. With your DFS questions and DFS information.
There are so many options. Like
these guys are the best, though.
I watched the Barstool pregame show. It's got Deion Sanders on it, and just because it's kind of funny and I like hearing what they say, but I watched that on YouTube or whatever. I'll flip it over to maybe the fantasy show on ESPN or something like that. I'll just kind of flip around. But like back in the day, were you loyal to either Fox or CBS?
It was always the ESPN fantasy show with Matthew Berry, and then
how about before that though?
Before that, there's really whatever you could find. You couldn't find much on the internet.
No, that's what I'm saying. Did you like CBS, Fox, or ESPN?
ESPN.
And then NFL
they were always ahead of fantasy football. So I mean, but even then, I did like the people for ESPN who were on the shows. Well,
also, I think I've always liked ESPN the best out of that.
Yeah.
And ESPN, Fox is usually the least of my favorite.
ESPN covered it all, whereas Fox was basically NFC and CBS was AFC.
Right.
So ESPN kind of covered everything. All right,
long ago.
All right, put together your all-time. I need a studio host, a quarterback. Okay, so studio host, you got James Brown.
No,
Kurt Menefee. Is that his name?
Yep. Not
you've got, I guess, Rich Eisen now, NFL.
It's pretty good.
ESPN is.
Eisen did NFL. Ponder. Okay, I was like, he didn't do ESPN, but he did. He's obviously NFL Network. Yeah, I like Rich.
All right, so Rich is your studio host. I would go JB.
Well, no, I know this is not. He could be annoying sometimes, but he actually.
I hear Rich Eisen is a jerk.
You heard that, Tony?
Yeah.
Who told you that?
Like people that have been on his show.
They told you that?
Well, I heard them. I heard them on podcasts talking about it.
That Rich Eisen's a real jerk. You know what they say about me, Tony?
Well,
you're the one telling people that I'm a jerk.
They, you mean me? You're right. I do know what they say. It's mine.
Believe it or not,
who you got?
Berman actually, and I know that sounds
did
like
he host it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
I love Berman.
And I'm taking away, the stuff the shtick that he sometimes does, and what he did on the Sports Center shows. That's not.
I love that too. I hate that it's become cool to hate on Berman.
No.
CW, hey, can I borrow a Sloan?
Is that what he would?
Tony, stick a fork in me. I'm done.
Fine. Clip. I'm a jerk, Brock.
No, I thought
I loved Berman growing up.
I thought
my favorite all-time show was freaking NFL Primetime with Berman and TJ.
I know, great.
Yeah.
I hate when they used to throw in Bill Pito and Stuart Scott.
But it has
Give me the Berman and
it has become hip to hate on Berman over the last decade.
He's like Nickelback.
And maybe it's partially because I met both of them. But Thomas Jack, TJ, funny story that I met him in the urinal in the bathroom.
Wow.
So,
Did you talk to him?
I did, embarrassingly, and it was not the best time to have a conversation.
So were you?
He was right next to me, and it was like, by the time of the conversation, I was like, what the hell did I do? Tried to talk to him.
Water's cold, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's talk about this, though. That's your only shot. I mean, you could have, if y'all finished at the same time, you could have done it at the sink.
So gross.
But you take your shot, you shoot your shot. Do you say, hey, Mr. Jackson, hey, Tom?
I said, hey, how's it going? This is a great evening. And this was during the Gold Jacket dinner that I'd gone to one year. And he was like, yeah, it's great. And then I turned and kind of looked. I was like, making sure, am I right? Is it? And that's the weird thing. You have to look. You have to look.
Y'all made eye contact. That's when it got weird.
Fortunately, they did have some partitions. They weren't completely open. But I also realized he wasn't that tall. I was actually around his height. And he just seemed a little taller than I thought.
Well, let's see what you're working there with.
Yeah.
All right. So you got Berman. Name a quarterback.
Steve Young. Loved him. He's really good. Steve Young is amazing.
He's strong disagree.
Oh,
Steve
God.
Young is really
he talks.
good.
He's such a moral high horse.
I'm worried about him. I think he's
intelligent.
Stuff.
Really?
Yeah,
So you're taking him over Bradshaw, Boomer Esiason.
100% over
I
Terry.
hate both of those guys.
100% over Boomer. These aren't.
Who are the
I'd
other
take
QBs?
Troy Aikman.
Well, he's not a studio guy.
He's a color man.
Studio.
I like Steve.
It's so good.
I can't think of any others.
Trying to think of quarterbacks in the.
All right, let's do a coach. You got Jimmy Johnson. You got Bill Cowher.
He's good.
You got Rex Ryan.
Really good. No.
He's great. I'd take his brother.
Cowher's really good.
Yeah.
And the problem is I don't listen to him much because he's on CBS. But
I like Cowher.
Yeah, Cowher's
I like the coach Bill Belichick.
Brian
Billick.
Yeah.
Have you watched the Ravens 30 for 30 yet?
No. I gotta watch.
You'll like him even more.
Yeah.
He is a real. You want to talk about jerks?
The bullies.
He puts me and Rich Eisen to shame.
Makes Steve Young look like a nice guy.
The slight difference is he knows he's a jerk. He doesn't care.
Oh yeah,
he kind of
embraces it.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Tony, any Panthers news?
No. We their show's still rocking the Blueprint, and the episodes that have come out recently, episodes 2 and 3, are really well put together.
So what are they focusing on?
Second episode was on free agency, and it moves really quickly, but still gives you kind of cool insight of what you're hoping for. Miles Sanders comes in here, and he's saying his familiarity with Deuce Staley is important. He said Deuce will never let you run out of bounds without taking a hit. You are going to get that extra yard. And he said, he's ready to put on a show. So I like to see that he's believing in himself a lot. And then you got Bradley Bozeman, who is becoming he's like catapulting into the fan favorite, like a Ryan Khalil, former center, is one of those guys that was just so beloved by the fan base. And then I was trying to figure out, there's some cool stories there. You're seeing DJ Shark, you're seeing Hayden Hurst a little bit, but they finished out the episode with Adam Thielen, and he's over there, and you're looking at how charismatic, how professional he is, how hard he's working on everything. And then we asked this big question on the show this week: is he savvy or is he slow? Because they had this one clip where he's sitting beside DJ Shark. He's like, man, he's working hard. He's grunting. He's this and that. And he's like, man, I feel like I could throw up. And DJ Shark looks at him, and he's just on one knee. And he's like, man, I thought we were going to play 7 more games of tag. He didn't say those words, but it was just like this kid looked like he could keep playing and playing. His dad over here struggling. So is he savvy or slow was the question I asked on the podcast. Can he finds in that second half of his career the ability to continue to be productive in ways that other receivers have, some that have been some of the greatest. Larry Fitzgerald comes to mind. We looked up Larry Fitzgerald's stats. Put that, he's a first moment Hall of Famer. Talk about first, not first ballot, first, the moment they say his name on the piece of paper, it's going to turn into a gold jacket.
He's probably underappreciated. I don't know about underrated, but just because he was not loud and out there.
Right.
And he was so consistent.
His worst season was still like better than 85% of receivers. It was like 800 yards still or something.
Didn't get hurt a lot either, did he?
No, he played 17 years or 17 seasons, had 9 or 11 1,000-yard seasons. 33, when he was 33, which is the same age Adam Thielen is, he reels off, look, this one, he's 33 in 2015. Look at his 2015 season. 3 years in a row, 110 catches basically. 1,200, 1,000, 1,100. This guy was a monster, dude.
How about this? So he missed 3 games in 06, 1 game in 07, 2 games in 14, and then 3 games this final year, and that's it for his entire career. Played 16 games every other season. That is incredible.
I love seeing the video clips of him in high school where he was the ball boy for the Vikings.
Oh, yeah.
Randy Moss.
Yeah. Moss and Carter.
And they did all kinds of research on how he really learned from them, and they were in Minneapolis working with him before he went to Pitt.
It's interesting me to see these players, some of the greats, not all of the greats, because some of the greats have just been, they had these moments where they were just so much better than everybody, but the way to evolve and adapt as your natural skill set changes. And that was the big question that I continued, and I know we're always going to go back to Cam when I'm here, but it was the talk of, like, could he, which he didn't, and that is, could he step into that next phase of his career where he does become the more present pocket passer or something to that effect? Is Lamar going to be able to do that? And those players that can do that are the ones that turn into the super greats. And I think Fitzgerald is a great example of that, is because he would smoke you. He was a big play guy. He could do everything. But then late in his career, he was
basically a tight end, like his last
slot.
3 or 4 seasons.
Yeah.
And still was productive.
Speaking of receiver, how do you guys feel about the DeAndre Hopkins saga right now? With Titans and Patriots, they offered a contract. The Browns and Panthers are now reported to be lurking.
Yeah. That's been it's a hot debate on what he could do for a team, particularly Carolina. I know, look, as Carolina fans right now, I'm in the thick of it. I'm one of them. I hang out with them every week, and there is a crazy optimism with this fan base right now where it's like, holy cow. It's like, they're like 10 games or bust type thing. And, they're like, yeah, give us D-Hop and we're Super Bowl contenders.
Can I be Debbie Downer real quick?
Well, we've got some of them on the show, so sure.
Just from a D-Hop standpoint, does he want, if he has the options, would he rather go and catch balls from Deshaun Watson again? Did he play with him?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Or a rookie quarterback who reminds him a lot of Kyler Murray? You know what I'm saying?
Because of the size.
And everything.
I think is that if he could meet Bryce Young, he would say that they're polar opposites of a Kyler Murray, and his game isn't reminiscent.
Yeah.
That's a great question, though. But here's the thing, is would he rather take away the Browns? And you also have to remember, it's like the Browns play in a tough division, it seems like. It's not like it's just going to walk. But that is the appealing one, right? But the Patriots, Mac Jones, and nobody. You need to look up over the cap for the salary cap. If you look at next year's salary cap for the New England Patriots, they have like 180. They don't have a single player. They're just gonna be they have to go field a brand new team. It's wild. So no, I think that's a good point. But I would say I would put us above the Patriots. I would put us above the Texans and below the Browns if he just wanted that kind of opportunity. And I do like. I think D-Hop washed discussion is too overborne, too heavy. I don't think he's washed. I think there is some question about why was he on the P. A lot of people said he was recovering from an injury, and that was like his attempt to try to get back faster, and so I don't. I mean, like he's still super productive. Even if he can't run as fast, and he's not. Look, if Thielen's 33 and we're out there paying that dude. This guy's 30 or 31 or something.
But you're looking at it for he and Dalvin Cook in the same perspective, and that is we're talking about late June right now. Their agents are very smart in trying to let them realize, hey, any one of these really elite players in late July could go down. Right? So, and I don't want this to happen, but let's say Stephon Diggs, something happens to him and then he's out for an extended period of time or even the season. Now all of a sudden Buffalo's looking at, wait a minute, we can still win a Super Bowl if we come and take a player like him, and that goes for the same for Dalvin Cook. And so they're being completely smart and patient. Absolutely.
Yeah, don't rush it. Maybe not even worry about getting a training camp.
These are veterans who don't need it.
That's smart too, right?
Yeah.
Skip training camp.
I mean, and Ndamukong Suh said this the other day. He's like, man, I ain't want to go. Yeah. And when you're hiring a mercenary, you don't really need somebody. We talked about this on the show a lot, and it was like the two questions that are facing the Panthers right now when it comes to D-Hop is, will he impede the development of other players at a time where you're trying to get reps to figure out who you got for some of these other guys, and at the cost of then he's not going to be around in the future. So is it better to try to do something now or to grow in a more natural way? And then the other was, some people said the team chemistry, a leader, and bringing in somebody, this feel is like if he comes in late and all of this. And I was like, I don't think that's what you hire these old hats for. You don't hire them to be a team leader or something like that. You bring them in because you know that they have had the reps, that they do know what to do. And that's why you trade for guys mid-season. You don't go mid-season and go, I mean, he didn't go to training camp. He didn't go through the trenches with us.
All right. Tony Dunn joining us. CW, we'll take a break. So when we return, you've been in some drafts already. Could you name a guy that's going, in your opinion, earlier than you think he should be going in your drafts? And could you name a player you like to get late in these drafts?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that. Also, while we're talking Panthers and skill guys and Sanders and Thielen, I'll ask you about, in your opinion, how fantasy relevant are the Panthers, and we'll kind of go one by one on some of their skill guys. So we'll do that when we return. Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday. Back with you after this.
Serving those who serve is a lifelong mission, one that Budweiser supports with Folds of Honor. Together, they've been helping military families for over 13 years by funding life-changing scholarships. So join me in raising a Budweiser to raise funds for families for American heroes. Grab a case of Budweiser today at your favorite local retailer. Proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing, supporting our military veterans and the Pirate Nation since 1989. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Budweiser, Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Heyo's fans, the Birdland Summer Music Series presented by Miller Lite continues at Oriole Park at Camden Yards on Friday, June 30th with DJ Diesel, a.k.a. Shaquille O'Neal. After the Orioles take on the Minnesota Twins at 7:05, stay postgame to watch DJ Diesel live from the infield. The concert is open to all fans who attend the game with the option to add special on-field access for just $35. You can get up close and experience the biggest DJ in the world live at Camden Yards. Get your tickets at Orioles.com/music.
Hey, John, I see your new system's having issues already.
Yeah, I used the other guy with an AC brand I've never heard of.
You should have used Delcor, John. They install Train. It's hard to stop a train.
I know, but the other guy was cheaper.
Cheaper isn't better, John.
I know.
Don't use the other guy. Call Delcor. For a limited time, buy a new Train system and pay 0% interest for 12 months. Visit Delcor.com for more details. Delcor, the service professionals. It's bow time.
Sometimes the craving for Bojangles Supremes is so strong you just gotta have them. Even when your gas tank is on empty and Bojangles is still 10 miles down the highway. Nothing beats the flavor of Bojangles Juicy Golden Supremes, especially when they're part of a perfect combo with 4 boldly seasoned chicken Supremes, a made-from-scratch biscuit, fixin', and some legendary iced tea. The only thing that can satisfy your hunger is that delicious southern flavor. So when the craving is supreme, put the pedal to the metal. It's Bo time.
You've had your new computer a few years now, but lately it's been running super slow, acting strange, and you're worried about viruses and losing data.
This is driving me mad!
Let the experts at University PC Care in Greenville and New Bern professionally diagnose your Mac or PC to see what's really going on. They'll determine the root cause and not just symptoms, so you don't waste money fixing the wrong issues. Call 252-558-1280 for in-store or remote service, or make an appointment online at universitypccare.com.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory of ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young pirates to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking in Uptown Greenville. Visit them online at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low, low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Pirate Radio. The voice of the Pirate Nation.
1, 2, 3,
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back for the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner. Be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PR927FM. Join the over 64,000 followers today. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. One more segment to go with our NFL crew here on a Friday. As Tony Dunn and I talk NFL every Friday, and usually on Fridays, Chad will send a Titans-related tweet. He says, I love how Tony totally overlooks the Titans in the D-Hop saga. We overlook the Titans in everything.
Yeah, I was like, we shouldn't have read this tweet.
We should have overlooked that tweet. Titans, well, who's their quarterback?
Ryan Tannehill is still there. He's owed $24 to $30 million this year, so they couldn't get rid of him.
They have 3 terrible quarterbacks.
But the reason why you're thinking about Tennessee is the same reason why you're thinking about Carolina. All you really need to do is get through essentially one team in that division, and you're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's not because of the quarterback or how good or bad the team is. It's if he really wants to get to the postseason, that's an option.
What does he care about? Does he care about that?
We will know in August.
If he wants to catch
cares about money.
130 balls, he should go to New England because they don't have anybody else.
Well, he cares about the $15-20 million. It's the paycheck.
Well, okay. Well, is that going to be equal everywhere?
We don't know that. Yeah.
Like, what if it's equal everywhere? What puts him over the top?
He announced the list quite some time ago. I know one of them was like, the team needs to have a championship caliber defense.
Yeah.
I wanted a veteran presence quarterback, which is why I thought
that's
Panthers
Tennessee.
were always like scratched out.
But I am still thirsty.
Just the ability to compete.
And a coach that's done it before. He's actually finished first in the AFC 2 years ago.
He actually told his agent to take me to another land. Tennessee.
Indianapolis and Houston are both indoors.
We got a question for CW. In a non-PPR league, what's your opinion on draft order for positions?
Draft order.
Can you clarify that? All right, here's a question.
So I think he probably means, like, should you attack wide receivers, quarterbacks first?
So you like Jefferson number 1 overall. How about in a non-PPR league? Still Jefferson?
Yep. And the reason is the two running backs I'm taking in the first round, period, and no more. I know B. John Robinson is a discussion, but I'm not doing that. The 2 running backs you're talking about are also pass catchers. Christian McCaffrey and Austin Eckler have value in the passing game, and so
but not in a PPR.
They still have value, but not nearly as much as a full point.
You want Derrick Henry there? You want Nick Chubb? What about Nick Chubb?
I'm still taking the receivers in a full point. Just the difference between the running backs and the receivers right now is just too significant.
All right, I am in a draft lottery type thing about an hour and 12 minutes from now, CW. What, and this is a keeper league, so it's kind of tough to say, but let's say you're in a redraft league and you get to pick your spot. Where's the best spot to draft this year?
I like the same positions as last year, where I think I told you this on the show last week, that the number 3 position actually had in, you take all the different major places where people were drafting, ESPN and DraftKings and Underdog, the number 3 position was the most won in terms of the cash games, in terms of the standard leagues. And
what does
I feel the same way.
Redraft mean?
Redraft is what,
there's no keepers. It's like a Blake Slate.
Oh, okay. So
it's not best
we
ball.
just do it every year.
Right.
I play it like that. I don't do keepers.
Right. Let's just call it a redraft because you're doing that every year. But to answer your question, I really like the top 4, and I even can go into the 6. What I don't really like the turn this year in the 11 and 12 unless it's a best ball and you're trying to win a tournament, because there are some receivers that you can pair together when you correlate them for weeks 15 through 17 in the tournament. But if you're talking about redraft, I do not like those mid rounds. I do like 1 through 4. I like 5 and 6 after that, and then I don't mind the 11 and 12 if you're talking about the 8 and 9 is where 7, 8, 9 is where you're really getting to a little bit of a difficult situation for that.
So my season's already over.
Where are you drafting?
I'm 7 out of 12 in the PPR league.
Okay,
you're done.
You're in a PPR.
Yeah, but I won last year. So
okay, so yeah, now you can win off of any position. It's all going to be based.
Are you in a league where somebody's going to stupidly take a quarterback in the first 6 picks?
In the first 6, no.
Okay.
No, we got some, because I'm the commissioner and I just did the draft order recently out of, picking names out of a pot or whatever. And the first 6 are one of our most smart guys. So.
Yeah. So in ours, we pick our numbers and then you get to choose. Like if your name comes out of a hat, you choose your position.
Right.
That kind of thing.
And there's no downside to that.
That's how we do it.
Well, in
the other one. Oh, okay.
There's no downside to that.
Would you like to do it that way?
I'm like so unprepared for our league. I'm like, I don't even know that.
Well,
I didn't even know we did
According
that.
to Yahoo, we don't even have a league right now. So I'm a little bit
concerned. You guys play on Yahoo? That's the app you guys play on?
We're going to Sleeper.
Oh, yeah. I love Yahoo.
Me too.
I'm an old man.
I did. I've always enjoyed. I enjoyed that. What do you play on? If you say ESPN, you're just worse.
No. Hold on. We're not worse.
He doesn't know the same.
But yeah, I'm on ESPN.
Oh, dude.
ESPN is just easier to navigate.
What a sheep.
And I just don't like the way Yahoo looks.
I can't look.
I love that I'm a boomer for playing fantasy on Yahoo.
And then he went on ESPN.
That's fun. That's funny. I know that it's old, but that's what I'm used to. I've played it for
next season.
They probably censor your chat up there.
Well, Tony, are you talking about Sleeper?
Yeah.
So Tony's
it's a good app.
Our league's on it this year. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
It is good app.
It's perfect for us because of this, whatever.
The keeper.
The draft
stuff.
And the draft.
And the slow draft.
The slow draft, which you love.
What I love about the Sleeper is you can go and do your own mock drafts within 10 minutes.
I'll up you one clip. I did it before the internet, where I actually had to take the USA Today on Monday and Tuesdays and just add it up on notebook paper.
Classics. Love it. All right, let's talk Panthers fantasy relevancy. Who's the first Panther taken off the board this
Miles
year?
Sanders, yeah.
When is he going?
His ADP is in the 60s, so you're talking about, if you're talking about a 12-team, you're talking
third round?
No. Well, way later.
60s, 12, what, 36? So 6th round?
Yeah, 5th or 6th round.
Math was a little off there.
Yeah. I teach English, but I think I'm right about that. I think it is, 5th or 6th round. But yeah, he's going around guys like Dalvin Cook, who doesn't have a team, which you can understand
What
that.
a slap in the face that is.
DeAndre Swift is
That's a
another
bigger
player you're
slap
taking.
in the face.
What?
I don't even know where he plays at now.
The NFC champions.
He's in Philly.
Okay.
Cam Akers and J.K. Dobbins. Those are the players that are being picked around here.
All stupid.
Miles Sanders is in the same boat as Cam Akers and J.K.
I know.
Dobbins.
It's mad. I'm telling you, dude, this is the guy this year. He is going.
Are you sure you want to do this, Tony?
I do it every year.
I'm not going to stop you, man.
Every year. Oh, man.
Go ahead and get excited.
I'm picking him first round.
Get excited.
Miles Sanders.
What pass catcher do you want on your roster?
None. I have no. I literally in the drafts that I've done, and I've only done a couple of 12-man. I haven't seen many go in the top, 10 or 11 picks. So 10 or 11 rounds, excuse me. So yeah, you're picking them way late.
Gosh.
Ouch. So I guess that's it. You're not drafting Bryce Young. You will in like a keeper league.
We are in our league.
Yeah.
What about Hayden Hurst? He's not even like a low end type.
I shouldn't go Miles Sanders.
He's
Bryce Young to pair him.
Totally.
He's a very low end back up to your starter, but I mean, or if you have a 3 tight ends and you want to take him in a redraft season long, I mean, just some of these guys right now, we just don't know really where they're going to perform and what they're going to do. So
I think that is a good question, though, Tony. What will the distribution of receptions look like for the Panthers this year?
Well,
what's the pecking order?
He is going to be. I mean, they think of him as a point guard. So I mean, I think that I don't think anyone is going to get a ton of volume,
which hurts fantasy.
Now, CW likes the daily fantasy.
Yeah,
maybe you sneak in a Thielen 1 week, or for a cheap price.
There's touchdown value with Thielen. There's breakout potential value with Terrace Marshall Jr. So, I mean, these are late picks in the receiving corps. I'm not saying anybody deserves, any respect out of there, but I do think that Bryce Young is an interesting question for a league like ours. A league like ours, we have to win next year, right? With the keeper league, that's the only way, because Justin Jefferson is kept. You're like, oh, well, you know what? I want to change my whole strategy this year, which I am. I'm not picking a running back. Go ahead and tell you, I'm not going to do it. Do not let me do this.
You're taking Miles Sanders.
Oh, dang it. First round. Wait, I'll save him for second round.
All right.
But the point is like, even if I try to change my strategy, Kelsey's kept. Like, these people, and so you have to nail somebody deep in our league to really. I mean, it's an unfair
Tony
advantage.
just wants to bring up how he drafted Alvin Kamara in the 15th round his rookie year, and the last year he was available to keep him, won a championship.
I won the championship. It was all built around Alvin Kamara.
So our draft is huge on rookies, second-year guys. Really, how about like second-year guys that maybe struggled, that for some reason we like these new rookies more than the guys drafted last year. So you kind of look at the weeds.
And interestingly, in the NFC South, the Carolina Panthers will have the fewest draft picks in the first 12 rounds than any of the NFC South teams, even though they could feasibly be better when it's all said and done. Rashad White, Mike Evans, and Chris Godwin are all going to go ahead of the next guy for Carolina. That's going to happen.
Sense for
How about
Mike
Saints?
Evans?
For the Saints, you're going to have Chris Olave is going to go in the second round.
Second round?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
100%.
Okay.
Yep. You've got at least 2 players, Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson, who are going to go.
That's true.
Before Miles Sanders goes. So it's not about how good, it's not about how good or bad the team is.
Hey, welcome to the club. Washington's been a fantasy boring team forever since RG3 messed his leg up. We got Terry McLaurin and then a mess in the backfield. So
what if RG3 wouldn't have messed his leg up?
That's right. There's a what if for you. CW, who's a player going too early, you think, in the drafts so far?
And if you're talking about half-point PPR, which underdog for best ball is, I don't like where Jahmyr Gibbs is going, the rookie out of Detroit. He is going to get a good amount of receiving yards and the catches, but you also have the point where he's actually going to be sharing carries, especially in the goal line, with David Montgomery. And if you look at the pattern of how Detroit carried their running backs.
God,
very
that was
similar.
frustrating.
Right.
I had Swift.
DeAndre Swift, when he was on the field, was electric, but it was the amount of times he either got hurt or they did not use him.
No Miles
And Jamal Williams had a career high in touchdowns.
18 touchdowns, and I believe 12 of them were on the 1 or the 2 yard line.
Yeah.
Which I think was the most in NFL history.
All right, so Gibbs for that one. Who is a value late you've been seeing?
I want to ask a question.
A quarterback that I do think will crack inside the top 10, and right now he's going at the 13th, is Geno Smith. And when you look at the positions that they've
Throws the prettiest ball in the league, Tony.
Well,
I wouldn't draft him. I think Holden Ahlers is going to probably.
Well,
that might entice him to play even better.
Geno Smith drafted ahead of Bryce Young. That's what's going to happen.
Geno
He should.
He is going to be. It's not even.
Why? 5,000 yard season?
Tony, can I just say I'm glad the old Tony's back, the all-in Panthers guy. Like, this is giving me flashbacks. I like this Tony.
But with Noah Fant in his second year, JSN being drafted, the receivers are still healthy. I know Lockett's a little older, but man, he still produces. And then you have a backup running back to go. Yeah. So Charbonnet's looking really good. So this is the type. Go ahead. Charbonnet's the backup running back now, the rookie from UCLA, who is now backing up Kenneth Walker, who's only in his second
red
year.
wines over Chardonnay.
Very good. So you like the value of Geno, you're not
right? I do think he's he could potentially be a starter for a redraft team. I would not do it for best ball, obviously, but he would definitely be a good second quarterback that you would take. When like I said, right now he's going as the 13th quarterback, and I definitely think he could be in the top 10. So you're talking about pretty good value in terms of where he's being drafted at this particular time.
Could he regress to the mean? My question is for someone who comes in here at the last second every week. I mean, last second. I'm walking in the door at 4 o'clock. You're doing a lot of work over there, CK. I feel like we should honor it. What do you want to talk about on that sheet right there?
Well,
you got 1 minute.
I was sleeping.
So I'll give you one more guy who I think is going to go higher than where he's being drafted, and that's Mike Evans. And please don't call that a homer pick. But right now, where would you think he would finish as what receiver in the top 45 to 50 receivers? Where could you see him?
15, 12.
He is going right now the 37th wide receiver taken.
Well, and that's all the quarterback is. I
It's
guess.
Baker Mayfield, but in a best ball situation, do you need for him to produce 15 fantasy points every single week?
That's fine. We're not playing best ball.
Okay.
And a lot of the listeners don't play best ball. So how about that? How about that?
He would be a really good number 3.
Catch me outside.
So he's around where he's going, like.
I still think
he's gotta be in the 20s.
I still think for a number 2, he's still solid.
Yeah,
he's just not the number 1 that everybody claims
old.
he is. Well, he's old, but let's think about it this way: he's got a record right now. He would like it to continue. He wants to go to the Hall of Fame, and the record is 9 straight seasons of 1,000 yards.
9.
Every year he's been in the league.
Incredible, dude.
And for him to get
he's already in the Hall of Fame. Then
for him to get his 10th, he just needs to get that in 1,000 yards. And you're talking about where he's drafted at 71. It's doable.
Is he really a Hall of Fame? So
if you got 9 1,000 yard seasons in a
that's all he has every year.
One Super Bowl.
That's gold jacket, bro. And on top of that poor guy saw Baker come in.
9 straight, by the way.
Oh God, there goes my 10th.
We got to go. Jamie did ask about Alec Pierce. He's a Colts fan.
Colts receiver, yeah.
Is he relevant?
He's a number 2 for Indianapolis. So where does that place him? You're talking about now they have a running quarterback. I don't think he's somebody you would have to target, but there is value for him in the double digit rounds.
All right, CW,
round 10 or later.
Enjoyed it, man. Have a good 4th. Real quick, if y'all were in a food eating competition like the hot dog contest, what would you eat a lot of in a short amount of time, Tony?
Chips and salsa.
Oh yeah, you answered the other day. Chips and salsa. How about you, CW? What competition could you win?
Wings.
All right.
Buffalo wings, yeah.
All right.
Doritos. Could also do Dorito.
Oh, God. I got heartburn
regular Dorito?
thinking about that.
Sweet chili.
The purple bag.
The purple bag Doritos for Tony
My
Dunn.
kids love it. Yeah.
All right. Enjoyed it. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Have a good 4th. Take a break. Come back. Morgan Ahlers, DJ Captain Morgan, will join us, the voice of Dowdy Ficklin Stadium and Minges Coliseum. Got that. And a great giveaway. Free Beer Friday. More to go. Pirate Radio Live after this.
Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all things automotive. Greenville Auto World is now under new ownership by the Cook Management Group, but still believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Tommy Cook and his team now have 5 dealerships in eastern North Carolina with a fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 or greenvilleautoworld.net. Pirates supporting pirates.
Did you know that it's illegal to dig without first calling 811? 811 is a free program that locates underground utilities, marking them with flags and paint lines so you know where not to dig. Accidentally digging into utility lines interrupts service and could seriously hurt you or someone else. If you know someone who's planning to dig, encourage them to call 811 at least 3 full working days before they dig. 811 is free, it's safe, and it's the law. This message is brought to you by Greenville Utilities and this station.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice the meat and cheese for my sub is a sight to behold. The layers of ham, salami, and pepperoni are even more glorious than the pink and orange layers of a sunrise. Yeah, the sun's pretty and all that, but in about 7 billion years, it's going to explode, obliterating the Earth and every living thing on it. And if there's no sun, there's no subs. Meanwhile, the only thing a sub ever obliterated was my hunger. Freshly sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
North Carolina State Parks invites you to enjoy camping your way. With the weather changing, booking your own cabin is the perfect solution for your camping getaway. Reserve campsites or cabins today at Jones Lake, Goose Creek, and Cliffs of the Neuse. Whether you enjoy traditional camping or air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi, your next adventure can include hiking, beautiful scenery, and sunsets by the campfire. For information on booking a cabin, visit ncparks.gov.
This is Talbot Green with Integrity Home Mortgage. Are you ready and pre-approved if the home you want to purchase comes for sale today? Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans, plus construction and lot loans. Our team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir offers over 50 years of experience. To get started, call me, Talbot Green, 714-2076.
Talbot Green, NMLS 120331. For informational purposes only. Integrity Home Mortgage Corporation is equal housing lender. NMLS 208516.
The Rick House has a delicious new lunch menu. It's Chef K's Country Luncheon featuring the very best in country cooking Monday through Friday from 11 to 1. Plates are just $12.50 for hamburger steak with gravy, meatloaf, baked chicken, smoked ribs, brisket, and more. Our country sides include mac and cheese, collards, corn on the cob, mashed potatoes, southern greens, and much more. Plates are just $12.50. It's Chef K's Country Luncheon weekdays from 11 to 1 at the Rick House, 710 Red Banks Road in Greenville. Come get you some.
In studio today with Frank Lee with Appliances Superstore. Frank, why should people go see you?
We make buying appliances easy, just that simple. We have the largest selection of in-stock appliances in Eastern North Carolina, which helps our customers save money every day. We offer a 12-month warranty on our appliances, plus we deliver and set up your new appliances and remove your old ones. Come visit us at the Appliances Superstore off 264 behind the new DMV, or shop us online at AppliancesSuperstore.com. Remember, we make buying appliances easy at the Appliances Superstore.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Tiebreakers is open at open every day at 11 a.m. and is the best place to watch your favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town, along with sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. Tiebreakers in Greenville at Bells Fork and in downtown Winterville on Railroad Street. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Great tune from Oasis. Everybody sing along.
So Sally can wait.
It's a classic. You mentioned Tiebreakers. You go in there at the right time, on the right night, or maybe even for the right lunch, you'll see DJ Captain Morgan Ahlers, who joins us now on the Pirate Radio Live line. Morgan, how you doing today, sir?
What's up? It's the 4th of July weekend, man. It's a great time to be in America, being from America.
Being from America, as Morgan Ahlers joins us today. Looking forward to that, Morgan, and the a little week off here at Pirate Radio. And once we get back, we'll be in still early but mid-ish July. And I don't know, you start to kind of really get focused on football. We've been doing our opponent previews. We're already halfway done with the schedule at this point, so we got 6 more teams to go. And you get through July, and then camp's here, and it's full systems go at that point.
Yeah, it's it's a fun time of year once you get through, like you said, get through the 4th of July week. And unless you're really a huge baseball fan, and I know you are, and I'm not as much now as I used to be, I will tell you that, but been watching a little bit more this year. But unless you're a big baseball fan, there's not a whole lot going on in the month of July.
Not at all. We do have the Nathan's hot dog eating contest coming up Tuesday, Coney Island. And I've been asking everybody all week, Morgan, what if you were in an amateur contest against me and Chandler and Shirley, and you thought you could win it, what food would you pick? What could you eat a lot of in a short amount of time?
I don't know. Pizza's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know about the hot. It bothers me watching them eating the hot dog eating contest.
I'm with you,
because they dip the hot dog in the bun in water,
mm-hmm.
and you shove them in their mouth. I'm like, soggy bread's horrible.
Yeah,
I mean, it's horrible.
The texture, it's tough.
Try it for 150,000, 250,000, whatever whatever they get. It probably tastes pretty good if you think you can win it. Probably chestnut.
All right, so Morgan's taking down a pizza pie in the competitive eating contest. Chandler, can I steal a page from your book and really quickly take a look at the David Price Construction countdown to kickoff? And Morgan, how about 64 days away from kicking things off? So by the time we return and have another conversation with you, we'll be down to an even 50 a couple of weeks from now. So it is approaching.
Yeah, it's just I was talking to somebody today at lunch at Tiebreakers about it, and it's such a fun time of year. The camps open up, and Coach Houston's there's a lot of expectations about this football team, and for the first time for me, when Holton leaves for training camp with Seattle, it's going to be really interesting to follow that this year, which I haven't really followed training camp before.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be fun, and we'll see what happens with that. But, it's just I love football. I love college football. I love pro football. It's a really, really fun time of year, and that's the one sport I think for a little while it had the NFL had its ups and downs when they were talking about the national anthem, controversy they had, several years back. But now I think everything's rebounded with it, and it's just so fun to watch. It's just, it's just a great sport.
So we'll try to get Holton here in a couple of weeks, but he's got his football camp coming up. And so what's the timeline like? That camp is, do you know the date on that off the top of your head, Morgan?
Well, I will say this, and I think that it should be coming up here shortly. We're going to have to postpone that camp.
Okay.
Because he's got a training schedule conflict that he's going to have to be at.
Gotcha. Okay.
But,
so when does he have to go back to Seattle?
I want to say it's like the 23rd, something like 21st, 24th, somewhere in that.
Okay, gotcha.
Camp starts then, and then they have they think they practice for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and I think August 10th is their first scrimmage game. I think it's a Thursday night game against Minnesota, and then they play the Cowboys the next week, and then they finish up at Green Bay. for their preseason stuff. So
I'm excited to see Holden and Keaton and whoever, Ryan Jones and Isaiah and all of the above in preseason games. Morgan, we've sent a few Pirates to the pros here and there, but no years like this one where we've got a number of guys who are going to try to earn their spots in the preseason. It's going to make watching those Thursday night, Friday night preseason games interesting to see these guys.
Yeah, I was actually looking on the NFL Network and looking at the schedule when those games come out, and they actually show them all, I think, on the NFL Plus, I think is what it is. So it's going to be, yes, I'm going to have to subscribe to NFL Plus to get the preseason game.
There's another subscription for you to add to the arsenal. Morgan Ahlers joining us. Morgan, saw some ECU basketball practice pictures yesterday. Got a little fired up about that. Also saw Home and Home with George Mason coming up on the schedule. And it was announced, I don't think we talked to you, but Mike Schwartz actually was on the show a couple months ago and said, hey, we might be doing our own little tournament here in Greenville at Minges Coliseum. And sure enough, they're going to have 3 teams rolling in, 3 straight days of basketball at Minges Coliseum, and that'll be interesting as well. So no full schedule yet, but we're starting to get more and more pieces on what that ECU basketball schedule is going to look like.
Yeah, it's Coach Schwartz, they've done a really good job, I think, of piecing this team together and holding some of the key cogs in there together from last year's team. I know we lost Javon Small, but you kept Ezra Osor, and it kept him in the fold along with all the other guys. And I think he's got some really good pieces that he's brought in, transfers that he had and some of the freshmen. It's going to be very fun to watch, I think, this year. Looking forward to that tournament. And Nick Matson, congratulations to him. He's going to be heading to Texas.
Yeah,
I believe it was released that he's going to be the assistant coach at Texas. And then word coming out today that Reggie Williams is going to be possibly elevated to take his spot on the full-time coaching roster. So congratulations to Reggie. Good, well-deserved.
Nice nugget there, Morgan. We were asked about that yesterday. Does Mike Schwartz stay in-house? Does he go out and bring in another coach? But the former Bobcat, who had a role in the team last year, being promoted as far as what you're hearing, Morgan?
That's what I saw today. Now, I'm not the official source of news and information, but that's what I was reading today, yeah.
That'd be cool. All right, good stuff. A little breaking news here from Brett McMurphy. San Diego State has notified the Mountain West it will not withdraw from the Mountain West, will remain in the league. The Aztecs had previously indicated that they would resign from the Mountain West Conference. Pac-12 will not add any schools until the media rights deal is completed. That is still weeks away. This all in a Brett McMurphy tweet. So who knows, once that media deal is done, maybe we get more news on San Diego State, who apparently has been potentially pursued by the Pac-12. So
gone. If they get a chance to go to the Pac-12, they're gone.
Yeah, but
that's a no-brainer.
It is for them, and I guess the Pac-12's got to do something with UCLA, USC moving out. It's crazy, Morgan. I was doing a Big 12 preview with Jeff Nadeau yesterday, and I had it in my notes, but I wasn't looking at my notes during the interview, and I went like 10 minutes without bringing up, Cincinnati and UCF and Houston and BYU are in the Big 12. So that's going to look a little funky this year, and it's going to look real funky when Texas and Oklahoma are playing SEC football next season.
Yeah, that is, and it's going to be really funky to watch what happens in the next 2 or 3 years. I think there's people have been saying it now for a while that you might see Clemson, possibly Carolina, and some of these ACC schools bolt to the SEC, bolt to the Big Ten. And I read something today that Maryland coming back to the ACC is a possibility.
That would be crazy.
I thought they should have never left the ACC, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
But just the tradition there. But I think you're going to see the ACC go through some major changes in the next 3 or 4 years.
Morgan Ahlers joining us, Pirate Radio Live Line. Morgan, what you got planned for the 4th and for the weekend here?
Going to the mountains for a few days, Sunday through basically Thursday morning. So looking forward just to getting away for a little while and do a little work and have a little fun. So it'll be a good day.
Good stuff, Morg. Thanks for joining us. Have a good week. We'll reconvene with you here in a couple weeks, man.
Sounds good. You guys have a safe and happy 4th. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, sir. Morgan Ahlers joining us, Pirate Radio Live Line on a Friday. This is huge news for some, and it doesn't mean anything to others. I'm reading, Joey, that Christian Pulisic is joining Milan. Chelsea yet to accept fee. What does this mean?
So when you're buying a player in soccer, you got 2 fees. So obviously, it looks like any sport, really. You got to pay the team their fee, and then you got to try and figure out a contract with the player.
I know this from FIFA and building teams. So he has agreed in principle on a deal, but...
Okay, so they agreed to the contract, but the teams are just still figuring out the number.
There's a transfer fee. So that money goes to Chelsea.
Yep.
From AC Milan.
Yep, Chelsea's been offloading. They've made already the transfer window's been open for 3 weeks. They've made over 175 million euros.
What is your favorite league to watch?
The most interesting is the Premier League. I mean, it's just multiple. There's more than 4 teams that are good. So,
and there is a lot of this available with the Serie A.
Yeah.
Is you know what my favorite is? Bundesliga, because I like saying it. Bundesliga. So you got that, and you can find some of these on ESPN Plus and stuff. But I kind of lose some interest when they leave the Premier League because it's so available. I just see more about it than the other leagues.
Yeah, it's the Premier League. They're money hungry, right? So they got their play. It's just like the NFL. They got their games all over the place. They got them on Peacock. They got them on. I guess it was on Max for a while too. Now they were on Paramount as well. So I mean, they're just all over the place.
All right, so I guess that's big news in the soccer world there.
Captain America going to Italy.
Yep.
I got a USA Team USA Collegiate National Team update for you.
I love those.
Of course, they are playing Chinese Taipei right now. Trey Savage is getting the start for Team USA. He's already pitched 1 inning, and hang on one second, let me give you his stats here.
Jack.
He has I was getting ready to say that's not the right stats. That was for Chinese Taipei. He has struck out 2 so far. They're only in the bottom of the first inning, but he struck out 2 batters in the first inning, so he's off to a pretty good start.
Awesome. Good luck to Trey Savage.
Clip, how many at bats does Trey Savage need to give you for you to get a single?
What?
42.
Really?
I don't know. I've never seen him hit.
No, for you. If Trey Savage pitched to you.
Oh, for me? I thought you meant
how many
bats does Trey Savage need to get a hit, like if he played in this game? Oh God. Really?
I mean, does strikes not count? He just swings away until he gets one?
No, it's a full at bat.
Oh, okay.
I'd have to go
full
through.
At bat. Okay.
Eventually, maybe I could time it right. It would have to be luck. It would be way more than 42.
You think so? You got to think about his arm too. He's gonna get tired eventually.
I guess so.
I definitely could see a little clip foul ball too. It's not like he's just gonna give you heaters down the middle and you're never gonna touch one.
Did you say foul ball? Well, that's not a hit.
Well, yeah, but you're gonna get his pitch count up.
Yeah, work the count a little bit.
Exactly.
I'll be doing a lot of taking. I'm just going for walks. I don't know, 55. How about that? Give me 55 ABs, and so there's a defense and everything. Or get it past the defense.
Yeah, you got to get a base hit.
Yeah.
I'm in a triple. I can see that in your locker. Could you imagine Cliff running from home all the way to third?
I got to get my celebration ready for when I get on third base.
They're faster than
like the kids. Cruz. All right, let's Shirley, let's make somebody a winner here on a Friday. I didn't make a new theme. So you're going to do this one again?
Well,
give it away,
sure.
Give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Wild Power Radio, gonna be awesome.
317-1250, caller 12.
Yes, sir.
Case of Bud Light, lunch for 2 at Tiebreakers, beer and a great meal here on a Free Beer Friday of Pirate Radio Live. We'll take a time out, come back, talk about what's going on in the world of golf with Mark Greenhalgh when we return after this.
What's up there, Pirate Nation? Kyle Gaines here from Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram here in Washington, North Carolina. This just came in, just announced 10% off MSRP on all 23 Ram Bighorns. That's right, huge savings, 10% off window sticker on these 23 Bighorns. And it is that time of year, it is Wrangler season. We have a huge selection of Jeep Wranglers, Gladiators, soft top, hard tops. So come check us out here at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Remember, drive a little, save a lot. Go Pirates.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Greetings, friends of Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in Pitt County. We are currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. If you want to be part of a thriving school system that focuses on educating students, growing our employees, and promoting positive mental and physical health initiatives, we encourage you to become a part of our Pitt County Schools family to help ensure success for the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead. The Sidebar is the place to be this summer in downtown Greenville. Have a date night or get the family together for dinner starting at 5:30 Tuesday through Saturday. Or take a break from work and enjoy the tastiest food around for lunch Thursday through Saturday from 11:30 to 2:30. And on Sundays, enjoy a delicious summer brunch from 11 to 2. Visit the Sidebar today, located right beside the Dickinson Avenue Public House. To keep up with their ever-changing menu, food and drink specials, and more, follow the Sidebar on Facebook or on Instagram at sidebar.greenville. Go Pirates!
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank that's in your corner when you need them. This is Chris Richards from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Ashley Capps, Bonner Latham, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business, come and see one of our experienced team members at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Member FDIC.
Made in America means quality. Now during Bostic Sugg Furniture's 4th of July USA Made event, take advantage of savings of 15% off in-stock custom order and handcrafted Amish solid wood furniture. Choose from a wide selection of beautiful solid wood bedrooms, dining, occasional pieces, and home office furniture in stock or custom order to create the look you want. It's all at savings of 15% off. If it's solid wood and made in the USA, you'll save on it during the July 4th USA Made event at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Yo, ho, you're listening to Pirate Radio.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store, serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903, and both locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live on a Free Beer Friday, a Getaway Friday. We'll be back with you live on this program coming up Monday, July the 10th. We've got Best Ofs next week. We got O's baseball and our national programming as well. But hopefully you are in tune with what we do on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all over the board. And we will be keeping you up to date on everything going on. Not a lot going on with ECU Athletics, but we're following the former Pirates. As we mentioned earlier, Lane Hoover playing tonight for the Florence Yawls in the Frontier League. Apparently getting the start in left field, so keeping up with that. Gavin Williams the next start. See what's going on with Burley, with the Cardinals, Connor Norby in the minors, and Bryson Worrell, everything in between. Keeping up with the Pirates, Zach Agnos, and all of the above. So we will have you up to date on our social media sites, but we'll get away from the radio side for a week. Right now, we will talk to Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show, coming up Saturday right here on Pirate Radio, 8 to 10 a.m. And Greeny joins us on the Pirate Radio Live line. Mark, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. Cliff, how you doing?
I'm doing good, and had a golf event last night that I paid no attention to. And I don't know if you did either, because you have not been a fan of these matches, but you had the Splash Brothers on the course, Mahomes, Kelsey as well. Did you watch any of the match yesterday?
No.
Yeah, we've had these discussions before. You're not into other athletes being on the and I talked to Mike Mullis earlier this week, who is a golf fan, and he said, he's not a huge fan of it, but he'd be more interested in it if there was a pro with the amateurs. They didn't even have any pros out there, right?
No, you had Mahomes and Kelsey beating Curry and Klay Thompson. Of that, really, Steph Curry is the only one that has anything resembling game. We've seen Patrick Mahomes play before, and it was not that fun to watch. And, I would just assume have professionals. I mean, at least when you got Spieth and McIlroy and Tiger and JT together, even though the conditions weren't great because it was at night and lights on and all that stuff, at least it was, you got to see some good shots hit and guys could talk smack about playing golf with each other. When you roll out guys like this, it doesn't interest me. I mean, I'm happy it makes good money for charity, and that's about the only thing that I see positive out of it.
Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show. While that was going on, they were getting underway with the Rocket Mortgage Classic, day 2 at that tournament going on in Michigan. And I do see some big names here, Greeny, with I don't know, Cam Young, and also I saw Ricky Fowler and Colin Morikawa, others. How about this tournament, the field, and what are you paying attention to in this one this weekend?
Well, after you had 2 designated events in the U.S. Open and the Travelers, this is one of those events that's going to suffer a little bit. Like you said, I think Justin Thomas played as well, too. Didn't play very well, but this is kind of where I thought we would start to see the Ricky Fowler show happen. Obviously, we saw it a couple weeks ago at the U.S. Open. So this is kind of one of those events where I thought you might see a Ricky Fowler sighting at the top of the leaderboard. So we'll see if he works his way up to that this afternoon, currently being led by Taylor Moore. A lot of people probably have no clue who Taylor Moore is, but he won the Valspar a few months ago. So he's somebody that's kind of jumped up onto the scene out of nowhere and won a golf tournament this year. So, again, not the greatest of leaderboards this week, but it is what it is, and maybe some of that cream will rise to the top.
Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show, joining us. We're off next week, Greeny, the John Deere Classic going on in Illinois. And then July 13th through the 16th, you've got the Barbasol Championship in Kentucky going on at the same time as the Scottish Open. So, who determines where you play? I guess the better tournament would be the Scottish Open to be in, Greeny, but how does all that go about? Who's playing in which one that week?
Yeah, this is what you talk about when there are dual events going on, and Myrtle Beach got named as a destination for a PGA Tour event next year, and I'm starting to hear that it might actually be opposite the Wells Fargo Championship. So you get fields broken up. You get a lot of the top players that if they choose prior to the Open Championship, which is the following week at Royal Liverpool, then you go over and you kind of tee it up at the Scottish Open, and which I would do personally. I mean, I would get over there and either play in that, or if I wasn't playing in the Scottish Open, if for whatever reason I didn't like the golf course that they were playing, I'd at least get over there and get used to the weather, get used to the time change, just get used to doing everything over in a different country instead of showing up, and teeing it up and starting practice rounds on the Monday of the week. So you'll probably see a lot of guys. I mean, Xander Schauffele's the defending champion for the Scottish Open. Scottish Open has traditionally gotten some good players, but other players take that week off. So it'll be interesting to see who plays where next week, or I should say in a couple weeks.
Yeah, and Greeny, while there's not a ton going on, I want to look further down the schedule with you here today and ask you about the Wyndham Championship, August 3rd through the 6th in Greensboro. Still a ways to go before we get there, but any idea on what kind of field they'll have in that one in Greensboro?
Well, that's always the interesting one because it is the final event before the playoffs start. Now, the playoffs are different this year. It used to be that, you started with like 120 guys or 125 guys in that first event. Well, that's not going to happen this time around. We're getting you down to 70 guys right off the rip. So this is going to be an event where you might get some bigger names that are a little bit further down the list this time around. So the Wyndham Championship definitely going to benefit that. They've always had a pretty decent field, considering it was right before you were going to get three or four playoff events, depending on the year. So I look for a little uptick at the Wyndham this year.
That is good to hear. That's in early August, and then late September, October, the Ryder Cup. And Greeny, when do we start to hear about who is in? I guess you can qualify your way in, right? But there's captain's picks. Explain that to me. And when does all that start coming around?
So these guys have been earning points, since the last Ryder Cup, but major championship points are doubled this year. And this is where it gets interesting because right now Brooks Koepka is number 3 on the points list, and he's a live golfer.
Right.
So technically he has done well enough at the majors, and the PGA of America is the one that runs the Ryder Cup, not the PGA Tour. So even though Brooks Koepka is suspended or has resigned his PGA Tour membership, he has still gotten big-time Ryder Cup points from his finish at the Masters and his win at the PGA Championship and a decent run at the U.S. Open. So currently third, and it's going to be interesting because basically they're cutting the team in half. So the top 6 will qualify automatically, and then there are 6 captains picked. So when you look at it right now, you got Scotty Scheffler, Wyndham Clark, Brooks Koepka, Xander Schauffele, Patrick Cantlay, and Max Homa are your 6. Now, your next 6 in line are Keegan Bradley, Jordan Spieth, Cam Young, Sam Burns, Justin Thomas, and Colin Morikawa. So when you look at that team, right now you got to say that's a pretty good thing. I mean, Keegan Bradley is one of those new names in that list, and he's obviously playing pretty well. And obviously Wyndham Clark, who's playing pretty well. So those are kind of be the 2 outliers that you look at right now. But, man, those guys are playing as good as anybody. So not really a whole lot of switching around that I would do. I mean, Will Zalatoris is on the shelf. He's at 15. Ricky Fowler is making a comeback. He's at 16. And then Tony Finau has played before. He's at 18. So those would really be the only other 3 names that you would probably consider for a Ryder Cup team right now.
All right, trying to play their way in. Greeny, I'm looking at a list here. Zach Johnson, captain. Is that right?
That is correct.
All right, so he will decide on some of those. And here's a question for you. The captain gets picks, but who picks the captain? How is that determined every couple of years?
Well, they've had this kind of group of people that includes guys like Tiger Woods and some of the past captains, and they're the ones that really make the choice of who gets to be the captain, and you have to have served as a vice captain before. So Zach Johnson has done that several times so far, and it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. The European side is Luke Donald, so Luke Donald versus Zach Johnson. Zach's won, a couple major championships in his career, so he knows how to grind it out. And I think he'll be a good captain for this team over in Rome.
Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show, joining us. Greeny got the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest coming up Tuesday at Coney Island. We had Rich Shea on the show earlier this week, president of Major League Eating. Him and his brother will be on the broadcast, as always, coming up on ESPN2 on Tuesday. So I've been asking everybody this week, let's say you're in an amateur event, you get your crew from the Golf Shop Radio Show, our crew here from Pirate Radio, and we have a competitive eating contest. Not necessarily what's your favorite food, but what food do you think you could eat fast in a short amount of time? We're letting you pick the food. What food would you pick to try to win that competition?
Wow, that is a tough one. I'm going to go with my 6-year-old son, and I'm going to go chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets.
All right, there you go.
Easy.
Are you dunking them in sauce like they dunk the bun in water? You using any sauce there?
You know what? I'd have to double dip. I'd go McDonald's chicken nuggets, right? And then I would go probably like throwing some Chick-fil-A sauce on them.
Man.
I'd have to dip them in Chick-fil-A sauce. That's probably the best route to go. And you can't do like Diet Coke or something like that. You have to keep it with water, because Diet Coke would just give you too much gas, I think. I think you'd have to stick to water or something like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, Chick-fil-A nuggets was brought up earlier this week, but you're going with the McDonald's nuggets. Either way, yeah, I'd take you on in that challenge. That'd be fun. Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show. Greeny, what do you guys have planned for Saturday's program?
Well, we're going to do a lot of golf talk. We haven't had Bill Bender in a few weeks, so we'll get Bill Bender back in as we start getting closer and closer to the college football season.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to Brian DePasquale from the USGA. The U.S. Senior Open is this week in the USGA side. We'll check in with big-timer Charlie Reimer down in Myrtle Beach. We're also going to check in with Bob Herrig of Sports Illustrated to probably talk a little live golf, a little maybe a little Ryder Cup with him. And then we're going to check in with Peter Gray, who's authored a book called Golfing the British Isles, and he's got a whole chapter on Royal Liverpool, where the Open Championship is.
Greeny, Udonis Haslem retiring from the NBA made me sad, because now I'm older than every NBA player, and I see all these former athletes that have kids playing now, and it's another sign of getting older. I'm looking at the senior reading an article about the U.S. Senior Open and just seeing some of these names, Retief Goosen and Steve Stricker, Miguel Angel Jimenez, and Bernard Longer and others. And I'm like, man, I remember, Padraig Harrington, watching these guys on the tour, and now they're seniors. It's another, I shouldn't have looked at this list, another sign of we're getting older.
Yeah, well, I played in golf tournaments with Brett Quigley, who's playing. I played in golf tournaments with Mickelson, with L. So, yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I could go try and qualify for the U.S. Senior Open myself.
Do it. Yeah, let's get Greeny on there next year. Mark Greenhalgh, enjoyed it, man. We'll be off next week, so we'll catch up with you in a couple weeks, Greeny. Have a good 4th, and we'll talk to you then.
All right, thanks, Clip. You too.
Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show, coming up Saturday, 8 to 10 a.m. right here on Pirate Radio. We'll take a break, come back, take a look at the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Buck. We got Joey's Play of the Day, that and more on the way on a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
There's nothing more important than protecting your family. Fire ants can cause painful allergic reactions and even death. Protect your loved ones at home where you should feel the safest. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com to learn of our once-a-year treatment to guarantee you stay fire ant free. Tested and proven effective by your Eastern North Carolina exterminating professionals at Pest Tech of Greenville. Mention the crying baby for an extra 10% off.
There's nothing like holding a freshly grilled Jersey Mike's cheesesteak. It's even better than holding a winning $1 million lottery ticket. For starters, Uncle Sam takes half. Then you buy some useless stuff, like a tiny suit of armor for your cat. And before you know it, your sister's cousins and Uncle Frankie come knocking on your door for handouts. Bing, bang, boom, you're back to zero. So if you want to play a winning number, order a number 17 Mike's Famous Philly. freshly grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
It's the summer shopping season at Brown & Wood here with Jeff Stein. Jeff, I've noticed a lot of great GMC pickup trucks on the lot.
Yes, sir. We have 2500s and 1500s in stock and the all-new 3.0 Duramax diesel. We earn 30 extra trucks on allocation, so go online, brownandwood.com, or stop in, build your truck, we'll get it coming for you. Brown & Wood, voted #1 by the customer in Greenville. 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
The Beach Tavern Bar and Grill has been the place to be for over 50 years. BT's is the best local sports bar in the heart of Atlantic Beach. Located on West Fort Macon Road across from Pacific, BT's has daily food specials, a late night menu, cold beer, pool, darts, and live entertainment for everyone to enjoy. Make it a summer to remember at the Beach Tavern Bar and Grill. Follow BT's on Facebook and Instagram for all the daily specials and events. BT's, the place for fun in Atlantic Beach this summer.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with Copy Pro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. Copy Pro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at Copy Pro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
Copy Pro. We are the professional office systems people.
Come pop a top at Jarvis Street Bottle Shop. Jarvis Street Bottle Shop is a specialty shop selling craft, domestic, and import brews, along with wine and growlers. Hosting a tailgate? Stop by the shop and grab a keg for your party or event. The Bottle Shop offers monthly beer and wine tastings featuring rotating NC craft breweries, along with live music and discounts. Stop by the shop Tuesday through Sunday, or check them out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all things automotive. Greenville Auto World is now under new ownership by the Cook Management Group, but still believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Tommy Cook and his team now have 5 dealerships in Eastern North Carolina with a fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 or greenvilleautoworld.net. Pirates supporting pirates.
It may be hot outside, but in Russell's, the clothing is light, bright, and beautiful. Hi, I'm Russell Smith with Russell's in downtown Washington. We have a great inventory of cool, lightweight, colorful apparel for all your summer needs. Lots of dresses, tops, and accessories for the ladies. For the men, it's shorts, polos, swimwear, and t-shirts, just for starters. Feel good and look even better when you shop for summer apparel at Russell's in downtown Washington. It's all about you, Pirate Nation, our friends and customers at Russell's in downtown Washington.
Artemy, yo ho, yo ho, it's Pirate Radio. Pirate Radio.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Taking a quick look at your stock market report, the Dow closed out the week up 285 points, finished at 34,407. NASDAQ was up 196 points and closed at 13,787. S&P was up 53 and finished out the week at 4,450. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, y'all want some fun coach beef?
Ooh.
You like beef?
Yes, I do. I know where you're going with this.
Where's the beef?
So, I guess that's this guy, Trey Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
He's an offensive coach for Appalachian State.
A quality control coach.
And look at this, Chandler. I guess he was also on the team.
Oh, cool.
In 2013, 10 years ago. So, Trey Kavanaugh tweeted out, "Nothing ruffles my Charlotte feathers more than complaining about community financial support before winning one football game. Do more with less is a badge of honor, not an excuse. Hashtag Boone Bread. He is referring to Charlotte and I guess their coach, Biff Poggi. So Tyler, who's just a random guy in all this, said, at Biff Poggi, let him have it, coach. Not our fault we have higher aspirations than the Sun Belt. Trey responded to this, which now has Biff Poggi's name tagged in it. Biff Poggi, head coach of the 49ers, first year there. He said, aspirations are great. Think I've seen firsthand how aspirations can turn into reality. Just don't confuse aspirations for entitlement. All right, so Trey giving his opinion on it.
Here's where it gets good.
Biff Poggi, head coach at Charlotte, responds to that and said, you coach at App State. No one gives a crap. What do you think? Wow.
First of all,
wow.
Let's go to Biff Poggi's page. First, look, Biff Poggi, it looks like a random person's page. One, his last name is lowercase.
Yeah.
His profile picture is him holding an egg.
He's holding an egg. Is it really him?
Or it's just an egg?
Look it up. No, I'm saying is Biff Poggi the real Biff Poggi on Twitter? Trey Kavanaugh responded to that and said, glad I grew up around people that showed me how to do this profession the right way. Hope every high school player and coach I've been associated with in Charlotte sees this. Thanks for giving enough of a crap to tweet at me. So Trey trying to take the high road. Biff Poggi taking it low. Chris Vanini said, sad we don't have an App State Charlotte game until 2026. We got a good old-fashioned coach Twitter fight. None of those coaches will probably be there in 2026.
Biff Poggi tweeted out 6 hours ago today and said, let me be very clear. I have zero issues with our fans. We need you all, and you have been awesome. I actually love Agent 49, great supporter. My response was wrong and too harsh. I apologize to him. He says, I apologize to him. I would like to have him come by and see numbers I'm working from. This is Biff Poggi, first-year head coach at Charlotte. Was basically a high school coach his whole career. Went to Michigan. I was about to look it up. I believe he was a senior analyst at Michigan last year. And since he's been the 49ers head coach, they've had some really good success on the recruiting trail.
Oh, here we go again. Who are these recruits, Chandler?
I just remember seeing some articles and stuff about. Oh, God, I don't want to go down this road. I know what you mean now.
How many stars they got?
I don't know.
Jamie says that the number one long snapper recruit in the country signed at Indiana.
Okay.
There's some other news for you there,
Jamie. Thank you for bringing awareness to long snappers.
Let's take a look at what do you got?
Nothing.
A summer sale?
There's a summer sale.
Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by
Dubuck.
The Cubbies beat the Guardians 10-1 earlier today, and right now the Reds and Padres are scoreless in the third. Big series in the NL East. Atlanta in first, the Marlins in second, and they play tonight in Atlanta. So that's going on at 7:20. We got O's baseball. Good series they're in with Minnesota, who's fighting for first place in the AL Central. O's will host the Twins this weekend. We got that coming your way tonight right here on Pirate Radio. NL East matchup between the Nationals and the Phillies. The Brewers taking on the Pirates on Apple TV tonight. Mets got the Giants at home at 7:10. AL East matchup between the Red Sox and Blue Jays at 7:07. Big one in the AL West, Houston and Texas, the two teams at the top of that division playing, although the Angels Houston is a little ahead of LA for second place in the AL West, but that's at 8 o'clock. So Cardinals will host the Yankees. Anything else? Rays and Mariners could be pretty good late night tonight. So those series going on in Major League Baseball on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Dubuck, where I understand Chandler Honeycutt was hanging out. What was going on at Dubuck last night?
Nothing much. One of the bartenders there, Claire, it's her birthday this weekend, so there was a birthday celebration for her, but they were having DJ Kid Scene on the stage last night, playing some tunes, twisting the dials. It was a great night last night at the Buck. Didn't stay out too late.
What song really gets you bobbing your head, Chandler? when you hear it?
I think it's called Sandman.
Oh, Sandstorm?
Sandstorm.
Okay. Sandman. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. That one gets you going.
Let's go.
I was thinking of It Takes Two to Make a Thing Go Right. Dun dun dun. It Takes Two to Make It Out of Sight. That's a good head bopper. All right, let's take a break. When we return, Joey's pick of the night, and we'll wrap it up here on Pirate Radio Live. More to go. Back with you after this.
Closing time, open all the doors and let you out in.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier restaurant and bourbon authority. Jefferson's, Basil Hayden, Woodford Reserve, and a Midwinter Night's Dram are just a few of the incredible bourbon options. The Rick House features the very best steaks and fresh, made-from-scratch pastas. The Rick House can host your corporate event or special parties in the 3,000-square-foot banquet hall. Join the Rick House for Sunday brunch from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and for the wine tastings on the last Friday of every month. The Rick House.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Cliff Godwin. Summer is upon us, and I want to invite you to attend our CG23 Youth Camp here at East Carolina University. We will offer 3 sessions of camp. All camps will be held at Clark LeClaire Stadium, and campers will get baseball instruction from the ECU baseball staff and players. Campers will play games each day, and each camp ends with our famous Pirate Slip and Slide. Full day and half day sessions offered. For more information, visit cliffgodwinbaseballcamp.com. See you there, and go Pirates!
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best. Everybody loves burgers.
With US Cellular, it's just $19.99 per line for 1, 2, or 3 lines. So you don't need that robot daughter you built to get a 4th line for family plan pricing.
Oh, Rope Elizabeth? She's not gonna like that.
The robots will prevail.
Oh boy.
Get the low rate of $19.99 per line. US Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
We value human connection with fewer distractions. US Cellular, built for us. Visit your US Cellular authorized agent, Atlantic Wireless, with locations in Snow Hill, Belhaven, and Greenville.
The Doritos Cool Ranch Papadilla. It's the best idea ever.
Whoa. The Doritos Cool Ranch Papadilla, that was my idea. My idea. Doritos and pizza. I did that. Another one.
Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
Hey, Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
50 years ago, Honda released the Elsinore, a purpose-built motocross bike that redefined the sport. And Red Riders have been racking up wins ever since. That winning legacy continues today with the new CRF 450R, available at Ron Ayers Motorsports. The 2023 450R produces even more low and mid-range torque for faster corner exits. The updated chassis optimizes suspension, performance, and improves handling. And that's just the beginning, because Honda is also releasing a limited edition 450R, decked out in historical design. It sports a blue seat, gold wheels, forks and handlebars, commemorative graphics, and more. Then there's the CRF 450RWE. This Works Edition model gets the same 450R updates, plus a slew of performance extras. Choose your new Honda CRF 450R model at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville. After all, you've got a legacy to write. CRF 450R models are intended for closed course operation only.
Pirate Radio.
Being a part of the program, being a student athlete at ECU, they are going to be very much in the spotlight.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Did you miss the show on Pirate Radio? Well, you can listen to all of Pirate Radio's archived local programming by subscribing to us on wherever you get podcasts. You can subscribe today by going to the podcast app on your phone, or you can go visit pr927fm.com. And speaking of podcasts, we got one coming up at the top of the hour featuring F3 Marta. Jonathan Ellerby had a chance to talk to Marta about F3 and his involvement and a big event that's coming up to the city of Greenville. That's coming up at 6 o'clock. And, of course, you can catch that podcast anywhere you can get them. And I also have a podcast called Storytellers, and episode 3 was released this week featuring retired Greenville Police Department Lieutenant Richard Allsbrook. So if you like to listen to podcasts, check them out. Now back to you, Clip.
All righty. Thank you very much, Shirley Rhodes, podcast host, producer of Pirate Radio Live. All right, Jam Man here, intern Joey here. This is lame. Joey has sent some winners the last couple of nights, but y'all don't care, and you shouldn't care because he hadn't set them on the air. So 2 days ago, he had 2 picks. He had the Mets -1.5 that he set on the air. He also had the Reds over the Orioles, but he didn't say it on the air. So y'all don't care, so it doesn't matter. But he did have that pick. Yesterday, part of it's my fault. I kind of forgot to ask him. He said right after the show, give me Phillies, Dodgers, moneyline parlay. I said, all right. He wins it, but he didn't say it on the air. So, again, it doesn't matter to you people. But he has continued to throw out some winners. So, Joey, let's make it count. What is your Friday winner?
In honor of going on a break for the next week, we have to go out with a bang. And that is a 3-leg parlay, all money lines, Rays, Jays, and Giants.
Rays, Jays, Giants.
Say it with me.
Rays, Jays, Giants. 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 Rays, Jays, Giants.
And, folks, this is why we can't take them anywhere.
I'll tell you where I'm going to take mine. That's to the house.
Come on one time.
You're going to the beach.
I'm going to Wrightsville Beach.
You're going to do some fishing.
I'm going to New York.
New York City?
No, Niagara Falls, New York.
I was about to say New York, North Carolina.
I'm going to a concert right down the street.
Who's playing?
My buddy, aspiring artist.
Does he have a name?
My boy, Cam Sherrill.
Sherrill. All right.
Yeah, he's got a little show tonight. Tonight, Holistic Coast, so that'll be fun.
Oh, down the street. Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Y'all have a fantastic week. We will talk to you once again. Next week, we'll have some best of shows, but then we will be back on July the 10th. John Moody says he's going to double down July 10th and go back-to-back giveaway winner. Good luck, John.
Let's go, Jay Mood.
All right, y'all have a great weekend, great 4th. We'll see you here on July the 10th. For the crew of Pirate Radio, I am Cliff Brock. Jeff Charles, take us home.
Have a great night, Eastern Carolina.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WTMJ